No, I understand. It was wise of you to bring them here, Count. They'll receive the best treatment in all of Ustalar. Early signs of bleaching. This is the response to stimulus. An Iron Fang veteran? I think I recognize this. What brought him here? Now, for their admission records, may I have their names?
I feel like we start every one of these sessions talking about just how much has occurred in such a short period of time for all of you, but today, what's even more dramatic is how much is going to happen in these last 2 episodes of this chapter. You're in danger. You guys will probably be fine. It has been rough going, to be sure. This stress chart here can attest to that, and that reminds me.
I'm so close.
Admittedly, I will own up to my late formed ideas because I didn't have this thought until later. We had some things happen kind of off the cuff that I wasn't prepared for near the end of our episode last week, and it gave me a thought. Last week, you, Cammy, went to root through your cache of strange things. Found a couple of interesting objects in there, one of which was we found out a small pouch of milled and fairly raw pesh.
It's pretty
Which
opie
you-
yum.
Just stuck in your mouth.
That's what I'm saying.
You made a fort save, but you didn't just roll me a stress check. I'm going to retroactively ask you for one
like
from
right-
last week.
So the 3?
It's a 3.
That's a bad trip.
I'm sure it would have been higher
it's
last
not-
week.
The effect is worn
Your
off.
stress isn't going to increase. As a matter of fact, this was a check for the opposite. That is one of the most baseline human creature comforts that exist. But given, I suppose, your confusion over what it was at the time and your method of ingesting, it's definitely not going to make you feel any better in the current situation. But, I mean, it certainly could. Last week, we...
Hold on.
Last week, our actions here in the Asylum have reduced the number of operating factions there are in the area. We came up to the north wings. We met the Apostles in Orpiment, and we met Clades and his ghouls, and now one of those groups is all but destroyed. You put them at odds with each other, let them fight, interposed yourselves, and sort of claimed victory over both ends. Well, the cult isn't gone. They have been greatly weakened as well. The ghouls, all but destroyed, mean that nothing now stands between you and the rehab wing at the furthest reaches of the Asylum. The Dr. Elborn that you had spoken with back in the camp, which seems to possibly be the only truly sane person there, told you that Xandalus, possibly the heart of all that has happened here in the Asylum, has left one of his trusted acolytes behind when they were forced to abandon the area, has left something he calls an Oneirogen. Neither you nor he are sure what that is or what it means. If you could find that out, maybe it would give you something. So we begin today's session as the group of you walk through what was previously Ghoul territory, undisturbed, uncontested, marching through these silent and quiet halls, past another ruined staircase on your left that once rose to one of the upper grander floors of the asylum, towards a single door set in the wall before you. As we head toward it, what are the five of you doing as you approach this tower?
Seeking. Keeping a lookout just in case there's anything.
If there's
hidden.
anything you want to know.
Yeah, I'd be probably seeking as well, kind of in a defensive way. I'm mostly just kind of feeling pretty bad.
I like defensive seeking. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Trey, Marius, eyes out.
I'm going to kind of keep myself a little bit back. I don't know what's behind that door, so I'm going to be approaching it out of the field of view from when the door opens. I'm going to be sneaking.
Okay. Keep yourself a little hidden.
Rogue stuff.
If crying is not an exploration activity,
Crying's a free action. You
Oh,
can do that
okay.
whenever you want.
well, then just take that into account while I am investigating.
No action economy necessary
Oh,
for
thank
that
you.
one.
You're generous, really.
And easy.
I don't think I'm really doing much. I think I'm just like, we feel good. We just won. I'm just like, oh, it's great to have to deal with ghouls anymore. You know, I'd be
You're
great.
striding confidently
Yeah.
through these halls.
I got
now.
a
This
ghoul
is
hand
clear.
around my neck.
Ever,
You
ever
have-
deal with ghouls
you have
again.
places
I'm glad
skin.
we never have to worry about seeing a ghoul again.
Yeah.
You got a little
He
patch
sees
too.
character as like a roller coaster of stuff that comes out of his mouth. Like he's just like whatever comes to the top, he says.
And
He's
frequently
moved by
speaks
the
into
muse,
existence.
dude. He's
He, like, and his limericks are top notch.
Well, S tier for sure.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
He's riding that high. So is Cammy, a little different. He's riding that high.
Oh wait, yeah. Let's also be clear. Hold on. If it can fix my stress,
Put the whole pouch in your mouth.
Cammy
Not the whole-
immediately
I need to
overdoses.
save
Now,
it.
how much pouch can I? Look how much I can fit in my mouth at once.
Cammy, what's in your mouth? Spit it out.
well,
spit it
I'm
out.
not. I won't do
Put
it
it
right
down.
now. Not in front of everybody. I can't.
I
He
mean,
needs to know what goes on.
the group of you approach the single door that leads forward here, and Trey or Marius, I assume Trey at the front here, opening this up would reveal a wide, mostly open chamber. The lower level of this tower has little, save for a row of wicker rocking chairs facing a set of tall windows on the northern end of the room, straight across from you as you enter. That omnipresent yellow mist just swirling and licking up against the glass. To your right, there is a heap of broken planks and rubble, all too common a sight given the asylum's current state of damage. But the source of this is more clear. This isn't odd bits of construction or walls that once were. There was a wooden staircase against the wall here that led up about 15 feet to the next floor of the tower that has all but just collapsed, leaving little but the jutting supports in the walls where most of the stairs once were. Our two seekers, give me perception checks.
23.
16 plus 9, 25.
About 25 out of 23
Yeah.
would let both of you pretty easily. As you approach, just kind of looking through, there's not a lot here. The chairs pretty clearly look empty, and given your experiences with the hauntings in the asylum, you see no reason to mess with them if you don't have to. But over here in this pile of rubble, that underneath what was once the stairwell, it looks like the ghouls may have had some storage under here, or perhaps there was some storage under here before that was collapsed upon. There is an item, what looks like a round banded steel shield with an almost like a lattice work, almost a Celtic knot pattern across its face, just buried amidst this that looks in impeccable condition, completely undamaged, not even a scratch.
Kind of like this.
Very similar to that. Yeah, that's great.
Oh.
Perfect demonstration.
Proud of you.
This is a strange shield to find amongst this rubble.
Hey, Cammy and Easy.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Okay.
As you pull it up, you see that on a very thin bit of white twine hanging from the strap in the back, there is what looks at first like a needle from a cactus or a single straw. Very deep red, almost black, curved, couple inch long. But as you take a look at it, it's clear that it is a little more flexible than it appears to be. In one direction, this thing can roll up and extend, and the head of it, the end of it, looks like it was once affixed to the face of some kind of insect. It's chitinous.
Oh, like a butterfly.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
More like a mosquito, but
Hibiscus.
similar concept.
Butterfly.
Hibiscus.
Well, it's a good butterfly. Butterfly.
Let us have this.
What are mosquitoes if not butterflies?
I will, as per usual, hand the what could possibly be magical thing over to the magically inclined to check it out.
Yeah.
With your
Does no good
magic,
in my hands.
you two would be able to determine with your read aura that both the proboscis and the shield itself are magical, and both have subtle but different auras on them. The small proboscis, a shimmer of black necromantic energy. The shield itself, the scintillating blue of abjuration, the supportive school of magic.
The most appreciated school.
Most underappreciated school, honestly.
I
Abjuration
was
gets
so
slept
glad you
on.
said what that school was, because
Abjuration.
I don't know what that word means.
Yeah, abjuration is a lot of like warding and supporting. It's what like runes and weapons are, like fundamental striking and
Oh.
potency runes are abjuration.
So it makes sense for a shield.
It would. It's the
okay,
most logical
yeah.
thing you would find over a shield. Yes, that's not weird at all.
Well,
Little
already-
necromantic butterfly proboscis, a little stranger.
Well, I've
And
already.
it's big too, right?
It's pretty. It's several inches long, and it wants to stay out in that straight, slightly curved pose.
Kind of makes
Can I like wield it? Can I
It's not. I mean,
poke
you,
somebody?
you
with
can.
It?
It's like
Is
three.
it
It's like
firm
it's like a
enough?
little letter opener. It's like 3 inches long. It's not gonna like flap if you wave it, so it's like it's kind of pokey. It could work.
Well,
I
having
get the feeling it may not be
testing out this
super
theory, I
effective.
start eyeing everybody like,
Is the end actually like sharp or
The end of
who's
it
gonna let me poke?
is it's not like a knife point.
is it like
but
more like a straw? Almost?
yeah,
Okay.
because it is hollow. It does narrow very finely, but it is not super. It would take some force to punch it through something.
I'm pretty sure I have an inclination as to what one of these might be,
Probably.
seeing as I've already gotten my hands on 4 different ones.
Look, they get slapped on, so I'm giving them to you. Okay, they're cool, and nobody ever uses them.
No, I
Hard
use.
to use.
I have been using them,
They are hard
have
to
been.
use, but they're really cool.
so I'll take what I assume to be a talisman and start looking that over to spend the time to see what it is. See what it
Okay.
is.
If you you're sitting down here at the bottom of the tower trying to look this over. Do you guys want to try and figure out what these are before you move on?
I'd like to try and figure out what the proboscis is if
Then
we're gonna stop. And
You two, yeah,
There's nobody in here.
it takes about 10 minutes or so
I'm
though,
gonna
to try
hand
and
the
weave
dagger
this
we got
out.
from Clades over to Easy,
Oh god.
so you have something to do too.
And you would also very much be able to determine that there is certainly a fairly potent magic over that dagger. Why don't each of you roll me? When you're identifying, you can use any magical tradition. So none of these are explicitly tied to an individual tradition. You can use Arcana.
Talismans are crafted.
occultism.
Talisman can be crafting as well. I will take that.
And
So
you
why
want
don't
us
you
to
do the
roll
shield
them?
then, Cammy, just so everyone is doing one thing.
I'll do the. Wait, which one am
Why
I?
don't you do
doing?
the shield because Trey can do the beak with crafting.
Oh, okay.
So it can be occultism, it can be arcana, it can be religion, it can be nature.
Occultism.
Nope.
Well, it's a 5, so that's a 16.
These are secret checks, so I just need your modifiers. So don't
It's
worry
a-
about that 5.
Okay,
That's a
yeah,
good-
yeah, yeah. So forget about it. It's a plus 11.
Plus 11, solid.
Roll 5.
That's
He also
the
rolled a
face of
5.
better roll.
No, I mean it's the. Yeah, okay. So you get. That's not fair. Actually, you should have to keep the 5. That's BS.
I got a 20.
Okay, yeah, I'll just get the. So this shield. I'll explain. I was gonna say I'm gonna explain this the way that you'll understand, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna immediately hand it to Trey anyway. You know what a force shield is.
Yeah.
This is a shield that, while it is a physical metal shield that you can raise, and it's got the just being a magical item makes it a little stronger. It also has the ability to deflect direct force effects. which can pretty much only be countered with specific items like this. So things like magic missile. You could use your block reaction against that just like you could a traditional attack. Any kind of a force effect.
If you jump on it, does it repel you upward?
Yeah.
Not that kind of a force
You have to
effect.
launch the magic missile at the ground. And
That's a
Right.
+7 crafting for me.
Plus
For the
7
proboscis?
crafting for the proboscis.
Higher than mine.
Looking at it, you are pretty sure it's a talisman. And beyond that, yeah, you at this point recognize one of the great many of these things that you would affix to a weapon, but you're not sure how it would activate or what it does.
Putting it on my weapon.
Go ahead. You are all but certain, unless it activates automatically, which I don't know if I'll just tell you it doesn't. You're still not-
There are some that activate automatically when conditions are met.
That's fair. This isn't one of them, but you can put it on your thing for later, and just to keep it and try and figure
But
it
you
out.
can't
so when
activate it if the conditions don't meet. So
That's fair. You wouldn't even know if the conditions were met.
exactly. But
And
I
then
can try
we
and
have
constantly activate it with everything I do.
Our last one here
The
for
dagger.
easy with the dagger. I need your
Occult.
modifier.
I
good
did the
sir.
same thing.
You're so excited to roll dice.
The rolling dice is fun.
Yes.
Okay, it's a +7.
I'm not a blind roll enjoyer. I let you guys roll most things. I only roll it literally like knowledge checks.
It's
Are the
stuff you can
only
lie to
things
us
I
about.
keep it for.
It's also
The things we don't know, we don't.
7, you say? Bangin'. That dagger not only is infused with the energy you would have seen in the lesser potency runes that several of your allies have had before, it has almost an identical magical signature to Trey's sword, Red Destiny. That is a +1 striking dagger. Beyond that, the blade is not simple steel, but appears to be an alchemical silver.
Ooh. It's like Trey's, but silver.
Oh,
I like silver. Silver's a pretty color.
Silver Destiny.
Silver
Silver
Destiny.
Silver fate. Silver
Perfect.
fate. It's a little bit smaller than Destiny.
True.
With that, though, in the bottom of this tower, that Marius, while you were just keeping an eye out and looking around, you feel like further up the tower, well, there's almost certainly more damage. You've seen the state of the asylum at this point. The upper landing above this ruined staircase looks like it's clearly exposed to the outside. There's a pretty thick yellow fog up there that doesn't drift much down the stairs, doesn't mix down to this lower level that you're on like you would feel like it should. It almost just you can see it just like rolling over the top of the landing, effervescing, disseminating a little bit down here, but only a little.
Just to make sure, you said it was a force shield,
Yes.
as in the item.
Is that not what it's called? Oh,
That's
the
a
card for
9th
this
level
one.
item. I'm just checking.
The one that blocks magic missiles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
You get fancy.
Okay.
The fog of
It doesn't do anything particularly fancy. It just blocks
That's still
magic missiles.
fancy.
I mean, it's still fancy.
the fog seems strange upstairs. Like
Is it 9th? I thought it was 5th. Is it really? Is that like a
This
lesser
says
version?
9th.
There's not a lesser one?
No, there's
Well-
it has a special activation ability that I can create a bubble that gives me physical
I
resistance
already
5.
said it, so I thought it was 5. Fair enough. I don't
It's
know.
fine.
I was
You
looking
gave
at
him
yeah.
a
Well,
+1.
Merry
No,
Christmas.
according to the effects, it's not that powerful. I'm
yeah,
just
well,
making sure.
maybe that's like yeah. No,
Is
it's.
there a
I mean,
level
I'm sure
9
it's
wand?
fine that you have it.
Yeah.
It's not crazy, but like whoopsies.
Maybe a little hat?
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know why it's level 9.
I don't either, and I
Dang.
definitely thought it was 5.
the fog like upstairs seems strange. How it's not really coming down here as much. Almost like there's a barrier of sorts, or you know, like a pressure difference.
That's
something.
weird.
Maybe
Is
it's like
does it appear to be like stagnant, as though there's like no draft?
No, as a matter of fact, the opposite. The fog that you see out the windows of the asylum and the courtyards moves some with, well, you don't really feel a breeze, but with the occasional storms, but very little. It's just slowly kind of churning and rolling, whereas it's flowing up above you, as if carried on the wind.
It's not like the administrator's misty stuff in the. Admin.
No, that was a shimmering rainbow of red, blue, and purple hues.
Okay,
This
but
is
like
definitely
the localized way, is it? seems like it's coming from the source.
It does look kind of like that. It's hard to tell just looking up through the stair hole from down here.
And based on what you may have been able to see from outside the rehab area, and I guess in the room as well, does it appear that this broken staircase is the only way up the tower?
It sure looks like it.
Okay.
Now, like I said, it still has little bits of the supports of the individual steps, so it would not be terribly difficult to climb up what's left, even without like doing anything to aid yourselves. But you would need to climb up it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me climb up there.
And be
Hands
I'll
careful.
up
give
and
you a
down.
boost.
Be
Give me
careful.
an athletics check
actually
to
getting
climb,
in
Trey.
there.
That's going to be a 20, dirty 20.
Yeah, you're fine. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. It critically succeeds easily.
And then from up there, I'll
Um,
just assist people.
As
coming
you
up.
get up the top, it would absolutely allow you to just easily assist everyone else
At the
coming
bottom.
up. But you would be the first to see the level up top. When you climb up into this mist, and the upper level of the tower, size identical to the second. The tower does not appear to be segmented into smaller rooms or sections. It doesn't look like it ever was. The ceiling above you is missing several chunks, and the windows that once ringed around the outside of the west and the northern walls are broken and shattered. This is pretty exposed to the outside, but even still, you can't even see the western half of the room. The fog is so incredibly thick, thicker than you have ever seen it. This does not look like it does outside. This does not look like it does through the storm or through the windows. This is like a fountain, a wall obscuring the whole western half of the tower. You help everybody else up onto this landing so they can see amongst the scattered crates and boxes of what seems like it was once ill-accessed storage, this same view.
As we get up there, does the movement of the fog appear to be like centered around anything? Like, is it spiraling or?
It looks like it's flowing from what you can see before this like just divide that is the west half of the room. It looks like it is flowing across the chamber, and in fact it is flowing with such force, with such pressure, that rather than going down into the stairwell below, it is just going up and out through the broken ceiling, effervescing out of the room into the area around Briarstone.
Well, one step in,
Yeah. So I will,
take a step in.
I guess, lead the way towards more of the center of this
We should
area.
stick close together since it's kind of hard to see.
Hold hands.
For once,
Like a
I
child.
actually do have
Buddy
a
system.
shield.
You do have a shield.
Well, I already had one.
We have a real
I'm
shield.
actually using one now.
He's a real fighter now.
He's a real fighter. He's a real boy. He's got the fighter reactions.
I have 2 daggers. I'm a real rogue.
You're a real rogue. He's getting knifey and stabby. It's like he's not even a ruffian. He's just a regular rogue.
That's why we call you Two Daggers.
The two of you, or the five of you, pick your way through the room. The two of you, just you two. Everybody else waits. The five of you pick your way through the room. There is not a lot of free space on this upper level. This looks like it was the lion's share of storage, probably for the entirety of the rehab wing, based on this view of the area. As you can see on the map here, much of the room is dominated by crates, barrels, boxes, just sort of haphazardly laid around, stacked with no real organization. Things that were dumped up here look like, again, they were left for some time, very rarely accessed or brought down. You can move through those areas, but they are going to be definitely difficult terrain. And I imagine the group of you filed through what space is available next to you between them. You'd move about halfway across the room into this thick mist before you would see a figure. The far west of the room, a silhouette at first, a shadow in the darkness. This mist coming at you like a wave. You can feel the wind. A figure on its knees, its head tilted back, its mouth open, and an unholy amount of thick yellow mist bellowing out of its mouth with such force it fills the room and pours outside.
Seems awful familiar.
Yeah. Another anchor.
It looks a lot like what you saw in Lissandro's office now, though this is clearly the same mist that shrouds the island.
And we're not passing out by being in it.
It does not make you feel that same exhaustion. It doesn't overwhelm your mind. It's really no different than it is outside.
I know how to fix this. Like last time, I just threw it down the stairs. So we could do that again.
As Trey takes another step closer now, like 5 feet out from this figure, as the features start to come into view. It looks like a patient just wearing a normal gown, just like the same that all you had woken up in, smeared across with this yellow paint. His face as well, with the guise of the Apostles in Orpiment.
You guys have seen something like this here already?
Oh, not like this, but very similar. The administrator of the entire asylum was a...
And his head snaps to the side to look towards Trey, his eyes wide as he shudders, and a voice screams out, "Leave! Leave now! I can't control it!" And he starts to lean forward
Shield's coming up.
and
He's
pull
doing
himself
something.
Ready.
up off his knees.
No.
I'm not in control anymore, please! Just leave!
Put you out of your misery.
I'll kill you! I can't stop!
Can't stop what?
And he raises his
can't
hands
stop.
and just lunges at Trey. And I need everybody to roll me some initiative.
We gotta throw him down the stairs again.
Throw him down the stairs.
We gotta throw him down the
There's
stairs.
convenient stairs right there.
Got a great staircase.
It worked the first time.
I don't want to.
I'm a little spooked.
All right, I'm going to go in the random order that my tokens are laid out in here. Trey,
Can I use Intimidate? Because it was the last thing I said to him.
I would let you do Intimidate for initiative if you're trying to scare him.
Then that'll be 24.
24, solid. Cammy?
17 on the die, 26.
Ooh. We're not messing with this right now. Easy.
11 plus 8. Oh, 19.
19. Marius?
8 on the die, 17.
And MD.
Am I still able to sneak?
There's enough occlusion from the fog, probably. You lay out.
right,
He's also got a room full of things
This
to
is
hide
boxes
behind.
and crap
That
everywhere.
gives me
yeah.
that gives me better. So 4 on the die for a total of a 13.
Yay.
Why'd you ask me like it mattered?
What?
Well,
I
it
asked
might.
you. It
might,
mattered.
It might.
Because it would have been an 11.
I don't know why I took that initiative feat. I hate going
didn't matter.
first. I have
Wait,
so
what did
many
the enemy
cards.
get?
19.
Well,
Okay,
you get to
wouldn't
run
matter.
away.
19 is going to be them. Cammy, you're in the back, kind of at the edge of this. You hear this voice. Your bad sense tingles. Blue
My bad sense.
kind of shows up on your shoulder and looks at you and points with his little hand out towards where Trey went in the fog. You are the first to react, that you're not entirely sure what's happening from this distance. You
I
can
can't
just
see.
barely make out Trey.
Shoot.
We can
This
definitely
fog
hear
is-
what's being said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hear the voices clearly. You can hear the man.
Okay, I would like to, taking more care than usual, with the fog and everything, I'm going to kind of sneak forward, and I would like to try and come around this, outside skirt of it over on the top, like passing by where MD is, to try and get an angle and see what's going on over there.
Okay, you can use
Kind of sidling up
going
against
around
the crates,
those-
coming around.
you can use one action to get up around from there. Do you want to use a second action, or you could see Trey and the figure from there, though they would have concealment.
Okay, as
from
long as
you.
I can see them,
Yes.
that's fine.
can
I
see it.
gasp, and then,
Free action.
and with this gasp, I look over at the creature man, and steady my gaze on him. And as I kind of like crouch hidden where I lay, I would like to cast Needle of Vengeance.
Okay.
So
As
that
he is still concealed in the fog, I
Okay.
still need you to roll me a
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
concealment check.
Perfectly fine.
14.
That'd be fine. More than fine.
Excellent. All right. Him, Trey. If he ever hits, if he tries to attack Trey, then he gets 2 mental damage.
Does he take a save or anything, or just happen?
It seems to just happen, and it's for any hostile action against Trey,
Fair enough. Trey.
whom I've heard. Rumor has it that
I got a fancy new shield that I'm gonna use its special ability.
Fair enough.
Once,
Oh, yeah.
once per day, I get a bubble for 1 minute.
So-
DR5.
Is that a free action, or does that just happen?
It's one action.
One action?
Yeah.
Use one action to reach down to the shield and activate this this effect that Cammy was pretty sure in the ward. And as you hit this, you hit it again, nothing happens. It is not a force shield. You got a 1 on the identify. It's definitely not what that is. You got 2 actions left. I appreciate you playing into it, though. Thank you. I know you knew.
that's so funny.
I thought it was 5. I was like, crap, that's way too. He's not going to believe it. That's way too high level. No way he buys that.
Still gonna play along with it.
You got 2 actions left.
Looking at the shield for a second, wondering why nothing's happening before moving around to the flank of this thing and getting behind it as I ready up for everybody. Come on, get in here. Whatever this thing is, we'll kill it. And just swinging at the puppeted body, I guess.
Good at killing things.
That's the thing that we do. Give me a roll, attack roll.
We mostly haven't died yet.
That is a 22.
22. Well, oh, and you concealment first, so passes probably. Then an attack roll.
Okay, I could use the 10 for concealment, I guess. It's up to you.
Maybe you do better. Maybe we get big dice.
Whoa.
10, either
You roll the
way.
same thing.
Fixed point.
Fixed point
So,
in the timeline.
22.
So 22 to hit. As you swing your sword down and come around, the man's body quickly, almost animalistic, twists and jerks and pivots out of the way as he lunges at you, almost avoiding your strike entirely. 22's just going to catch him.
Yay, fighter.
Fighter, man.
Oh.
Almost minimum damage.
Yeah.
So 7.
As you hit him, the sword catching him, it cuts through his skin just like it would anyone else. But even as your blade bites, his body is already twisting away. His hands out. All this entire time, this smoke still bellowing from his mouth. He doesn't seem to react in pain as he dodges the strike and throws himself up at you. Your shield is not
It's not raised because I tried to use
as
the
you
thing.
feel like, why
Yeah.
isn't this working? It's
Yeah.
fair. Throws himself just up at you while you're exposed. He just continues, I can't control it. You have to leave. The man's voice at odds with this body just savaging at you. His claws, his fingers hitting like claws as they slam towards you.
And he gets a little headache.
He does get a little headache. You take
Takes
2
two
mental
mental.
damage. It's going to be an even
That's 2.
20 to hit.
Really? I mean, that connects. I'm just impressed that was so low.
It was not a good roll.
Yeah.
It does happen to me too sometimes.
I barely hit him on a 10. He barely hit me on a 2?
but this hand hits on the side of your armor, and you feel these fingers, much like the ghouls, just kind of punch into you. He hits with so much force that you feel your armor strip the flesh back off of his fingers, the bones of his hand punching into your side like knives. You're going to take 17 points of piercing damage as he strikes into you and turns back around while looks at the rest of the party, MD and Trey, and just opens his mouth and directs the cascade of mist at and across the 2 of you. I need both of you to make me will saves.
You mean Marius?
Marius, what did I say?
You said MD and Trey.
MD and Marius, correct. Sorry. Regular failure, doesn't critically fail.
12 plus 9, 21.
You blessed?
Yes.
That'll be a regular success.
Yay.
Oh, that's no.
As you
If this was first edition, we'd find a way to get you there. We'd find plenty of +1s somewhere.
as MD feels this, you feel a very different effect of what had happened with the Administrator Lissandro. You don't feel sleep. This doesn't knock you out or anything. You don't immediately pass out on the ground. But you do feel an overwhelming sense of fear grip your mind. You are frightened too.
2.
I like
2.
Easy.
Okay, so that little mist thing that hit both of them. I was right behind Marius, but I was fine.
You are just far enough away that like you feel it, but it's not concentrated enough to make you make the save.
Is it because I'm not in the yellow stuff, or do I not know that?
It's because you were just far enough away from him.
All those
Well,
boxes.
and easy canonically never takes damage.
It's also just things don't hit you. We've covered
What kind
that.
of plot armor are you wearing, dude?
Okay. Well, I don't want to be hit again, so I want to not be next to a bunch of people. Is there space? I don't want to move though. Do I?
You can go into the boxes and crates. It's difficult terrain, so every square is going to cost you 10 feet of movement.
Okay. Yeah.
But you
can I
can
go?
like pick your way amongst the crap.
Okay. So I'm gonna first play my music because I'm gonna hide later. But yeah, so I'm gonna be like, is that a mist fountain? That's the second I'm counting. Oh man, a mist. Hit him with a fist as hard as a mountain, and that's inspired courage. And then I'm gonna go like southwest, and
Because
just
it's
like
the best.
hide in some boxes.
He's coming for your job. Dude. Do you hear that?
You can
Southwest,
get.
'cause
I'm
it's the
assuming your
best.
speed 25. You can get about that far with one move action. Do you want to move further?
I'll
You have
no,
one
I'll,
left.
I'll do that, and then I'll hide as an action.
Okay. Make me a stealth check.
Okay. 13 plus. I haven't done this. I haven't hit it all. Plus 3.
Let me clarify. Are you trying to hide so he doesn't see you, or are you just trying to like put boxes between you and
No,
him?
I want
'Cause-
him to not see.
Okay, I figured because take cover is also an action you could definitely do amongst the boxes.
Oh, that like gives me cover. versus
That gives
being
you a
concealed.
bonus to your armor class, and reflex says that there's some you have to dodge because there is physically cover in front of you. You can, and there's no roll; you just get it. Stealth, trying to hide, you need to like hide. If that's what you're going for, what's your stealth total?
Yeah, I'm going for hiding. It's a 16.
16. Okay, you crouch down amongst the boxes, trying to put yourself out of sight of this thing. Marius.
I guess first I'm gonna try like, who are you? What is happening? What can't you control?
His mouth is a fountain.
Yeah. Nothing happens. Is his mouth like agape the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was also going to move into the crates as well.
Fair enough.
So
Right in front of him.
Y'all have fun out there, though. Like,
That's my hiding spot. You gotta find a different hiding spot.
you guys are playing sardines.
is it an action to just kind of like look around?
If you want to look for something that's not obvious, yes, you can take an action to seek within like 30 feet of you or in a cone up to 60 feet.
I wanted to look for
it's
like
20
a
feet of you.
smallish object, something kind of like a ball.
No, you don't need to check for that. Amongst these things, you could definitely find something small that would fit about that. A bunch of like mugs, bottles, bits of supplies, bundles of equipment.
Yeah, something that could like, I'm looking for something the size of like a ball that could possibly gag someone.
You could you
Yeah.
can definitely just find something like that. But
Okay.
covers for some of these even like easily no check necessary. But it'll be an action to grab it.
Roll in action?
No, you just takes an
Okay,
action,
yeah.
so you got one
All right.
left.
Do that and then hunt prey.
Looking at him,
Classic.
thinking the MD scared. And
I-
as this wave finishes billowing out of his mouth, he looks over towards Marius and then back towards you and back at Trey. They're coming! Please!
I look up at Trey as the mist hits me. I look up at Trey and you see panic like hit my eyes. I take my dagger and stab myself in the thigh. And I just rush forward and I stab at him with the same dagger. This is how we're getting over fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hype yourself up a little.
I find that scarier, actually.
Do you have to
I am
roll an
more
attack against
scared.
yourself?
You missed.
It is.
You crit against it.
18 total.
18.
19. Well, with the -2 from the fear.
You
so.
baned Lamau.
And banged them out.
If only you were blessed.
All right.
But with a 19, as you come in to swing at him, he's yelling this, and almost as a completely unrelated motion, his head and body just jerk to the side out of the way of the stab as you come in.
And as the stab, it goes past his head, I kind of do a quick flip of the dagger and just bring it down to try to get him in the back with it. Even worse. I'm overcome with a lot of fear.
He's very scared and he's swinging. A little less now. You're stabilizing Cammy.
from crouched behind the crate. 2 thumbs up, hit the air as I sustain Needle of Vengeance.
Fair enough.
And then I will take my crossbow and load it. Is taking it out in action? It is.
Sure is. Pull it
We'll
out.
see you next
Put a
turn.
bolt in it. She's doing the stuff. She's here cranking.
I got my
back in the
sniper
corner.
station.
Well, now that the weird pause of nothing happened with the shield is gone, it's back to just normal mundane fighting. Raise shield,
was awkward.
intimidating strike.
Fair enough.
As I bring a heavy overhanded chop down on this thing.
Flat-footed he is.
Flat-footed he
That
is.
is a 29, and I am blessed.
I think you said that because you know what that means.
Yeah, he's
you can
crit.
do math. You know, at 22 hit, he's flat-footed, and you're
Yeah.
blessed.
Critical it is.
Take that bless. A 30 is going to critically hit.
He's frightened too as well.
Right in 2. We're handing it around.
Take that back.
So,
was
6,
yours,
10,
sir.
20 damage.
Ooh.
Fighter stuff.
And that is my
hit.
turn because intimidating strike is 2
It's
actions.
a big hit that causes the man to cower for a minute, and he takes his blow, twists with it, but you can see blood spray out across the floor. It looks like he is just a guy, and not even a particularly hardy one at that. But as he cowers down, putting his hands up to his head, he literally crouches for a moment, just sitting there, curled up, almost fetal, down on the floor where he ducked. And then he just screams, his fingers, his one hand still ruined by your armor, digging into his own head. And as he screams and this mist pours out thicker, it starts to form a shape. And you see, manifesting immediately behind Trey, a figure that you had seen in Lissandro's office. There was a purple figure in the mist, a man in full-bodied robes with a face, or a mask covering his whole face, almost completely featureless. This figure appears now in the pale yellow of this mist, just behind Trey, as it reaches a hand out towards him.
Are you also looking up what the purple one did? Because that's what I was looking for.
And as it does, as quickly as this figure appeared, it starts to discorporate and expand, a second swirling vortex of mist washing out. Oh, it would be, I guess, on this side here between kind of Trey and MD. Catching Trey, MD, and Marius in this, who all need to make me reflex saves.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What, you said my name in there? You said Trey Marius and...
Trey, MD, and Marius. You're the other.
I'm still behind Marius again,
abbreviation
yeah.
names.
You don't get
And
hit.
you are exactly out of range again because you're just behind someone.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Fair enough.
I don't want a 1.
Kevin slips AJ a 5 every single time.
Oh, whoa. 1 to a 19.
I take bribes. They know that.
Yeah.
I will accept bribes. So 19.
26.
I'm sure you are fine. MD,
3 plus 9 minus 1.
this is a regular failure.
It's in that one.
That's a
Plus
critical
10,
failure.
so 11.
Lots of things are happening here.
We get the spectrum.
Look at
So
you
we get-
exactly skirting outside.
Literally
couldn't he
one
have been at
tile
the
outside of
original
range
position?
again.
I need to find a new hiding spot.
MD, you are going to take 3 points of mental damage. Marius, you are going to take 6
Is this a fear
points
effect?
of mental damage. This one is not. No,
Okay.
this isn't the fear one.
Oh, it's the aura of +1 against fear effects.
Oh yeah, not for this one. As this vortex overwhelms your mind, MD, you are stupefied 1 and clumsy 1. Marius, you are stupefied 2 and clumsy 2, and I need a stress check.
Would this count as a hostile action against Trey?
There's another nat one.
Are you, well, sometimes
oh my
the
gosh,
dice
dude.
tell the story. Like, you just weren't ready for this.
I mean, it's
Well,
not a
this is his
critical
first time
failure.
seeing it.
Yeah, you haven't seen this
That's
before. You
true,
had no
right?
idea
Yeah.
what's coming. Marius did not
Because
see
we
all
all
of
went
it.
up quite a bit in that fight.
I will give him.
We ran away from that fight first.
We did.
I will put 2 mental damage on the specter. I will definitely needle a vengeance. Well, needle of vengeance is This is actually, it's a different creature.
If it's not the same creature, then it won't work.
Because this is a different manifestation now. This is the
It's
thing
on the
that we
guy.
saw before.
Oh, they're not part of
There is
each other.
another
It is
creature
like,
here
okay.
now.
You said,
It is fully separate. That's actually good to
Stupefied
know.
and clumsy.
That it's
Stupefied
like
2,
fully-
Clumsy 2, and 6 points of mental damage.
Alright, and that just goes as the regular hit points.
Yeah, it's just a type of damage, yeah.
And quickly after buffeting that off with the shield, I'll say, ignore it. Focus this one. Because I saw that's where it came from.
Easy. Again, one tile out of harm's way. As this figure reforms again, standing in the mist, its arms just kind of at its side as it tilts its head a little, looking across the scene before it.
Doesn't seem either. I'm hiding.
Expression unreadable under the mask.
Okay. I remember these couldn't be hit by normal weapons. And I
Not
don't-
super well.
Not super well, and I don't have much, so I'm just gonna be like, okay. I'm gonna look at the person spewing on this thing and be like, hey, hot breath, how many of you are left? I'm gonna throw you down the stairs if you keep giving us weird stares. and I'm gonna demoralize.
Okay. He is already frightened 2
Oh, okay.
from Trey's
Frightened
hit.
1.
Frightened one.
His turn
Oh,
ended,
his
it
turn
would
went
go
frightened
down
1
one.
now. So yeah, give me a demoralize check. And his
him.
will save is lower because he's frightened 1. We get the fear circus.
How much lower?
How much lower is?
Not probably not that much lower.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I rolled a natural 2.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna do anything. 2 actions.
And then I'm gonna go more just south and west again.
Get away from me, man! This is my spot.
And I can't hide now, but I am gonna I'm gonna still keep playing that tune I was playing before. So you're still inspired.
One day we're gonna find him a bow.
And you guys feel extremely inspired. Maverick
Whoa.
from the chat coming in with a big one here as this fight very rapidly gets spookier. Everybody gets a hero point.
Thank you.
Take
Why,
them
thank you.
across the board,
Thank you,
Maverick.
Maverick.
Maverick X29. Everyone at the table getting one.
Oh my gosh.
You're at
I
the
get
table.
one too.
Yeah, you're at the table.
Thank you.
Marius.
Oh my gosh. It's so shiny.
Okay. That changes my plans a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do the creature that showed up. It looks like a gaseous.
Yes, it looks like it is like a manifestation of this mist, taking the form of some humanoid robed figure.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna do my regular, hunted shot against the other guy, the one up here who appears to be physical and potentially damaged by arrows.
Bander.
It doesn't do much. I had used my bless, so.
Bander. Put it on.
Put that little
do
skeleton.
I have to do
I don't know
a,
where the skeleton is.
100 check. You just give me concealment and then attack.
I
Oh,
found
yes.
Oh, he found it.
Concealment's 9
fine.
plus 9.
There's no plus on concealment.
Okay.
It's just d20. It's just a flat % chance to miss.
Okay, it's 10 plus 8 plus 1 minus 2.
Mm-hmm.
So 17.
17's not gonna hit him. Is again almost preternaturally. He dodges away from this, and you see this smoke figure kind of turn and look back towards you. Again, inscrutable under the mask. Its expression.
And let's go for the second shot. Is that another
Concealment.
concealment?
Attack.
Get him.
8.
Good.
15 plus 2 plus 3. That's another 18, I think.
Second shot's not gonna hit either.
Wait, 5, 6.
Clumsy
4,
2 hurts
so
when
it's
you're
19.
shooting. Yeah.
He got clumsy, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to worry about clumsy.
Yeah, you got 2 actions. Though. The 2 dex guys got the clumsy. That feels bad.
That is
You're
bad.
strength-based rogue.
Oh, that's right. You don't care.
I
Your
would-
AC goes down.
I would like to get your attention and try to toss you the object I found. If you think you'd be open to being able to catch that.
You can use your last 2 actions to ready to toss it to him when he takes an action for it.
Oh, if it would take an action for him.
To turn around and catch it.
Yeah. I'll.
If you ready an action, I'll make it a free action for him. to
Okay,
grab it
I'll
if he's
ready
got-
the
if he's got a
action.
hand.
Yeah. I'll ready the action. Can I take cover as a
Ready in
second?
action is 2.
Okay.
2 actions to ready 1.
Ready to
So
action.
MD, you see Marius has got this little kind of balled up, looks like a bit of tarpaulin that was covering one of these things, just about the size of the palm, a little bigger than the palm of your hand. Wants to toss it to you.
Well, first off, I'm still in the middle of an attack. I'm going to stab with the lesser of the 2 daggers. I have 2 hands full. Whee! 14 on the die. Plus 9, so 23.
Yeah, definitely hit.
It's the lesser of the dagger, but he is flanked.
Did you give your concealment?
I made sure to set that up.
A 9.
You're good.
For 14 damage.
Solid.
As the dagger slips between his ribs, I let go of it there. Turn around to catch the ball that he wants to throw to me.
As a reaction, Marius throws it over. You've got it. 2 actions left.
Now what? I
A
stab
dagger
with,
and a wad.
That was your slow motion, like.
I stab with the other dagger now for a 19 on the die. So 15 plus my math.
It's gonna hit. I'm
Yeah,
sure it's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
hit. I'm sure it's not gonna crit.
25.
Yep.
26, 25. Yeah.
You rolled his AC on the die.
I'm gonna borrow this because this is a striking, and he's still. I get 3d6.
Fancy daggers in here.
He one day wishes to emulate the glory of True Sheik rolling
Wait,
handfuls of
3d6?
D6s.
3d6 or 3.
D4.
I'm thinking club.
3d4.
2d4 and 1d6.
2d4, 1d6, yes.
I'm thinking I still have the club out.
You got rid of Big Bonkus, the
Yeah.
Ghoul Slayer. This isn't a ghoul. We don't need the Ghoul Slayer right now.
It's fine. Idiocracy. Punished for my idiocracy. It's 9 total.
Okay. And that brings us then to Cammy. Is
still
this?
have-
As
this
you
ball.
catch the thing, I'm gonna be like, see if you can stop the
I
gas.
shoved the ball in his mouth because I have 1 action left.
Okay, make me an athletics check. I'm saying it's an attack roll, so minus 10.
No. 6.
You try. You start trying, but hitting him is difficult enough. Again, he's quick. But you guys, Trey and MD here on either side of this man, are tearing him apart. He is just a guy. He's taken wounds that surely should kill anyone. And yet he is still fighting as if he is undeterred by this. Cammy, you can just see this at the edge of the mist, them laying blow after blow on this man. His lifeblood sprayed across the tile in the crates. He's still screaming as more of this mist constantly pours out of his mouth. What do? You got a crossbow.
Yes, I do. That is true. That is true. I'll sustain. It's just sustain needle of vengeance, and I'm going to kind of. With great cowardice, peer out from behind the grave, be like, "You're doing great!" And that is going to stoke MD's heart.
I feel stoked.
You're
You're doing really great. No, you're doing really great. I fire it.
Maybe you can concealment check, and then maybe an
Alright.
attack roll, assuming you don't roll doo-doo.
13
You're good.
concealment.
Make
so
me an
I'm
attack
good,
roll.
I'm good.
Crit him. Do it.
Do it.
14 on the die, so that's going to be a 21.
21 hits him
Yes!
because of the frightened one from intimidating strike.
Now, what kind of crossbow is it?
There's a light crossbow.
This
Okay.
one.
Whatever the
This
card
one
says.
I have in front of me.
The thing we gave you the card for makes Pathfinder really
And
easy.
I
to
add
be
my
able to card.
dexterity.
Nope.
No, I don't.
You just,
That's
Ranged
it's just
attack.
not how
just
it
the
works.
dice. Yep.
4.
4.
4 with a little courage.
He takes this crossbow bolts, and as you see it hit him, Trey, he's pulling himself back up. He's winding around to continue his assault here.
As soon as I fire it and I see it hits, I'm like, oh, and then I duck.
So,
Yes!
keeping that shield raised, he's obviously still frightened.
Yep.
So instead of doing another one of those, it's just going to be 2 quick slashes, growling out, "Just stay down!" Well, that's a crit, because that's a 19.
Probably
So,
Mr. Fighter.
Yeah.
Fright 1 and flank. That probably crits.
Frightened
him.
1 and flanked. His AC is 19. I have another 12 to add to that. So.
Yep, that's a crit. Fighter things. This is going to be a big one.
No, that is
This is gonna be a
People always vote where
medium
one
size.
is
26.
one. Yeah. That's a lot still.
That's a 7 and a 1.
It's so close. It's so close, but don't do it.
And then this is another attack with.
That just sears through him. Your blade buries, bites deep in him,
So
punching through skin and bone teeth.
I will
both as you rip it back out.
re-roll because I know he goes next, and I know the 10's not going to hit
If
him.
you can hit him again, he's going. There's no way, like, regardless of what's controlling him, the body will not do it.
Lower. I tried.
And as you try,
He gets another
It was
turn.
worth a try.
he rises back up. One of his legs basically buckled, one arm hanging just limply at his side where Trey's sword is bit entirely into him. His gown, the yellow paint, gone as it has just soaked and completely matted with his own blood. As he turns up towards MD and just swipes up at you with his one free clawed hand, his one functional clawed hand, for a 22 to hit you.
Yeah, it gets me.
Where's your concealment?
Yeah.
Slap me, like,
Where's your concealment check, huh?
He doesn't care. It's his miss.
Yeah.
The miss is on his team.
Where is it?
But he turns around, he gets this slap, and as he just kind of catches you off guard for 16 points of slashing damage here, kind of snapping your head around, he pulls his head down. You hear his neck crack, the bones barely even still connected at this point. Please! It hurts! And pulls his head back up, and again, a wave of this fog
Is that a manipulate?
rolls out.
Please.
The breath is not. It's a breath attack.
That'd be
Over-
too good.
Still MD and Marius, who are the two that are in a cone together.
I'm ready for
Give
it.
me a will
Just
save.
hit you again.
I'm stupefied. You're stupefied.
Stupefied affects your will save. Keep that in mind.
My math is went on my head. 22.
Ooh. That succeeds.
10 on the die. Reflex or will?
Will.
So 17.
17 is going to fail. Marius, you feel a different emotion come over you this time as the second billowing wall of this smoke is repulsive, almost nauseating. It's thick and choking in your mouth and your throat as you try to breathe. And as you try to resist it, the sheer force that it washes over you in your state is going to knock you to the ground. You are prone and sickened one.
All of the effects.
Now, this is the first time that this has come up. Remorseless Lash.
He is,
He
still,
is
frightened.
still frightened.
Yep, his frightened condition does not decrease because Trey's just really scary over there. He can't go below frightened 1. As long as Trey keeps up the assault, he's going to stay frightened. Also, things that come up pretty rarely, man who is collecting statuses over here.
If you get 5 statuses, you just explode.
You die at 4 statuses.
No, they clog each other up, and you.
They
can
do.
become
They
immune.
literally do. So a lot of those cards, I think all of your stupefied, clumsy, and sickened
Yeah.
are going to say they are a status penalty to something. Status penalties do not stack. You take the worst of whatever you have. So anything stupefied applies to or clumsy applies to, you take a -2. And then everything else, you take a -1 just from the sickened.
Okay.
They don't ever add together.
Okay.
Easy.
All right. So I'm gonna look at.
Oh, wait, hold on. Purple guy. Purple
guy.
guy's here.
But you already said my name.
I'm sorry.
already
Do
did.
you want- I mean,
You
I
took
can-
your hand off the P2.
I can have him come look at you if you want him to still to be
No, you
focused
can-
on you. That's cool.
I'm-
Easy. He's coming your direction.
What?
No,
Oh,
no, he's not.
Ah,
As MD
This
gets
has never
smacked,
happened before.
the figure turns over towards Trey and reaches out towards you. With your shield being magical, you will still get. It is still magical, so you will still get the AC even though he's incorporeal. I was like, this is the one that might miss. His attack roll's not great. A 28 though.
That'll hit. I
You are.
will shield block if it is a damaging effect.
It is mental damage. I guess you can still block it.
That's your call.
It's I'm gonna say you just take 6 mental damage. I don't think you can really
Okay.
use the
block.
shield against my depression.
I don't think you can really
It's comfort
block
shield.
the mental damage there. As you just kind of feel his touch occlude your mind, exactly what had happened, with Lysandro. He touches you, he looks to MD, and he turns, and he floats out towards Marius, standing there, seeing that you have succumbed to a lot of these effects. That's an attack of opportunity.
That's probably a miss. That's going to be 17.
17 hits. Incorporeal AC is
Oh,
usually really low.
okay.
I mean, he's not trying to dodge it. He's just sort of drifting over there.
All right, 16, 17.
17, solid. You feel like he does resist a lot of that.
But
He moves
he
over
still
towards
took a
Marius, seeing
hit.
you succumbing to all these various emotions, these effects, and reaches a hand out almost just as if to put it on your shoulder. Almost comforting.
Why
That's
not?
a sensitive subject. That's
Other shoulder.
too soon. Too soon. No.
It's too passionate.
23.
Yeah, that hits.
You will also take 6 points of mental damage as you feel yet more emotions forcing their way into your mind. Now easy, this time for sure.
Okay. Well.
But you don't want to
This
summon
time
another
for
spirit or
sure.
something?
So first, I'm gonna keep it up so I can use it, and then I'm gonna look and be like, "Oh, hey, Misty, are you the leader? This purple people eater?" I'm gonna hit you with a bird feeder, and I'm gonna find something. There has to be a bird feeder somewhere in this room. I'm gonna play it.
Still doesn't work otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you just pull up what you saw look like the top half of a little bit of a box with a thing on the side, and it looks like it's just a little tiny portable kind of like hand cranked mill thing from the kitchen. You're like, close enough.
Yeah.
And
And then I
make me a concealment check.
A concealment check.
You're throwing this at the
13. I'm throwing it at the Misty guy.
Okay, yeah. Well, they're kind of both Misty guys, but I assume you mean the guy the Mist is
but
coming from, not
one's
the guy
the
who's
purple
made
people
of mist.
eater, and the others.
Oh, okay, fair enough. 13 misses concealment attack roll.
Okay.
The Misty guy and the purple people eater.
19 plus 8 plus 9. So that's a total 8. Oh, actually, so it's 29 because plus 1.
29 hits.
Okay.
It's not a...
Yeah, because he's not flat-footed to you.
but I'm
that
blessed.
But he's got 21, so you need a 31. So
Ah.
like because you don't get the benefit from
So
flat-footed.
close.
Okay.
So-
well, it's,
Is that with your own inspire courage? Adam?
yeah, I inspired myself.
It'll hit.
So this is 2d6 now that I leveled up. Okay, 4 and 6 is 10. And then 10 plus 4 is 14. Plus 1 is 15.
And as you throw this little
Bonk.
hand mill towards the guy, he's taking all these hits and these swords and these daggers and everything. You see it just sail right towards him. Easy. How do you end this?
Oh my gosh.
I think it just goes like straight in his mouth, and he's like Looney Tunes, like it's just fully oh, big
Like a
smile.
chipmunk.
Teeth all falls out.
It hits, and the mist for a minute, consolidated through this, just starts spraying out where the ground up meal would have come out of for a moment. As it hits him in the mouth, it mutes the screaming for a second, and he just kind of crumples down to the ground. The figure masked with his hand on your shoulder as he falls. A wave kind of ripples out through the mist, and as it washes across that figure, it removes that form entirely. It just dissipates like any other cloud in the fog. He hits the ground, and the mist sputters out from this for a moment before it stops. And almost immediately, with the source of it gone, the room starts to thin and clear of this fog.
Does it like immediately as that happens? Kind of, I like still trying to get up and standing up from being prone, like take a swipe where the thing was with a sword, being like, "No, go away," and then try to clumsily stand back up.
As you do, and all of you look around here, the room clears of this fog quickly. The amount that was pouring out of this thing's mouth was incredible, and just seconds later, not only is the room clearer, the fog lapping at the broken windows outside where the ceiling is broken looks thinner. You can see further. You can see trees. You can see the grounds of the asylum outside. The whole of the mist around Briarstone has receded an amount. It's still there. It's still the edge of your vision, but it's notably less.
Pretty odd. One of the Oneirogens dies. Now things look a little clearer.
The man's body lays crumpled on the ground, riddled with twice, 3 times as many wounds as it should have taken to kill a man of his size. He doesn't even look particularly fit. Middle-aged man of no particular renown. Now, this.
Well,
Hey, Cammy.
Yeah.
Shield's not what you said it was.
Are you sure about that?
hey,
I will
easy.
hand
I'm
it to her
pretty-
and let her try and do
Hey,
it.
easy.
I'm pretty good at this stuff.
Dagger's exactly what you said it was.
Of course it is.
So that looks like a force shield to me. I think you're holding it upside down.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna look
I
at it
had
myself.
multiple doctorates.
I'm gonna take a look at it myself. We'll see. And in the meantime, I have boo-boos. I don't feel good.
You guys did that man, whatever he was, he called forth the same faceless spectre you'd seen in Lissandro's office, and he seemed to be a very similar creature. He did an incredible amount of damage. With your investigation, give me a medicine check there, Cammy.
Wee. That is a 7 on the die, 14.
Even with a 14 would be
Really?
enough for you to know that a lot of when a person is controlled, even just like a regular run-of-the-mill guy, just a normal dude, like
Ugh,
easy, just
normal
a
person.
guy, an average guy, is controlled, is compelled. Their will is not their own. They don't have the limitations of pain, of their own endurance, of their mind telling them their limits. They can be exponentially more powerful than you think. It's kind of what adrenaline does, but taken to its absolute extreme. The man does not look physically remarkable at all, and you don't sense there was any incredible power behind his attacks, save an absolute and complete utter recklessness. But notably, he's just a body now. Looking down at it, he looks no different than any of the other cultists you've seen fall that you'd taken down by your own hands or that fell in the battle downstairs back in the cafeteria to the ghouls.
It's gotta be something Xandalus did.
So does that mean that Lysandro was also an Oneirogen?
Possibly.
Why did he leave them? Like,
The Tatterman called them anchors, I think. So it's like,
Don't look at me.
Those are questions we can save for him.
At that, you see the ambient level of light in the room, this continuous pseudo daylight that had been outside the asylum, dim. The view out the windows into the holes in the ceiling becomes dark, as if night fell in an instant. And the room is not completely dark, but it immediately becomes very, very dim.
As you hear me like get up and kind of like thud into some of the crates around me, shove them around, you hear a metal bowl fall and spiral as it gets on the ground. I try to get out and reconvene with everybody. I retch a little bit behind a box as I try to stop being sickened.
And as you do reconvene here, you would be able to overcome the sickened. The clumsy and the stupefied would run their course as well. Those were not long-lasting conditions.
Honestly,
when
it
you
just
go
sounds
to-
like he got really dizzy.
As you do
Yeah.
those kind of stuff
You
like
know
that really
when
did.
you go to pick something up and you misjudge it and you get it, but then it slips out of your hand immediately. I do
Yes.
that with the dagger out of the man's chest. You just hear it clang across their cami.
oh, their blood sugar's low.
You
We
would
got-
see,
I am
That-
feeling kind of hungry.
if you've ever had that feeling, it happens sometimes with heat exhaustion, or if you stand up too fast and you haven't had any solid meals that day, when you stand up and you see those little just bits of light, at the edge of your vision. All of you see that for a moment, like stars around the edge of your perception in the room. And then all at once, all of you would see them start to coalesce in the center of the chamber. Tiny pinpricks of light, different hues of whites and yellows and oranges, like a night sky, like a galaxy condensed, forming of nothing before your very eyes. This star stuff, this tapestry of constellations, expands and grows out from this central core to two winding tendrils and one large base. A smaller shape on top, almost a humanoid figure formed of space matter. And before you, you see these two tendrils split into visible arms and hands, two on each side. A massive creature with a galaxy at its center, looming over all of you, suddenly arriving in the middle of the chamber. Where a face would be, a black hole of void. There we're going to take our break
Oh my gosh.
for the afternoon.
He looks sick.
You think he's friendly?
That's a galaxy brain right there.
We're going to stand up. We're going to stretch our legs. We're going to get some drinks. We found out what an Oneirogen is, and that, as a matter of fact,
It's a gas machine.
we'd already met one, it seems, or something very, very similar to it. And with one's defeat, the fog has certainly receded. We may not need to understand how this came to be if we can figure out a way out of it. We're going to take about 10 minutes. I'll actually see a timer on the stream. Use the bathroom, get some drinks, stretch your legs. Don't go too far, everybody. We've only got so much time. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. As we left off, while we have defeated what appeared to be perhaps an Oneirogen and made great progress on freeing ourselves from Briarstone Asylum, almost immediately, a new strange creature has manifested in front of us. What looks like a humanoid tower of star stuff, galactic matter. You can see entire constellations swirling throughout its body, a glowing center at its chest, and a black hole voided for its face. It just towers over all of you. Not really facing any one of you or even you as a group, just simply there, looming. It floats in the center of this tower chamber, dominating the whole of this room. And it slowly kind of pivots, seemingly looking around through the windows, through the holes in the ceiling, and finally down across all of you.
Definitely shields up and in a ready position just in case.
Juxtapose myself between it and Cammy.
Go back to my crate, please.
Step
Hiding
backwards
as
a little
well.
bit. Yeah. I would like to
Why'd you put that there?
put a little distance between
That's the
myself.
Hey, we didn't
That's
do
the
nothing yet.
danger zone.
We didn't-
That's the-
and that's
I'm
a
getting
little
ahead of myself.
hasty,
Getting
don't
ahead
you
of
think?
myself. It was a little bit.
You scared us.
That's the fighting.
As it
I plan on making a couple of diplomacy checks.
looks
actually.
down
We just
to all
slowly
of
back
you,
away.
Nice God.
you all hear. That's not even here. It's almost think. That voice that you think to yourself, your internal monologue, speaks to you with words that are not your own inside each of your minds. The loop must be closed.
Agreed.
I don't know what any of that means.
On your side. Totally.
I think I finally lost it.
Which loop?
Closure.
It looks, it turns its empty head down towards Trey. There is an error. For the good of all, it must be repaired. Again, all of you hear this in your own, like it's your own thought, but you know it isn't. It's this thing communicating with you in your own voice, in your own mind. It's not hostile. It's not overpowering. It simply is.
What? Did we break the loop killing that thing?
Your vision of the room doesn't fade. You can still see everything in front of you, but something flashes into your mind. Again, as if you were thinking about it, as if it was a memory that was your own. You see a man looking mundane in rags, seemingly in a cell in a prison. Abandoned, forgotten. You feel this. You feel his situation as if it was your own. A figure, indistinct, approaches the door of his cell, puts a key in, and opens it. The man looks up, but before he has any moment to thank or even recognize his savior, they are gone. In a rush, you see the man emerge from the cell, leaving not just this room, but this entire situation, stepping back into his life, back into his stride. There's no specifics, there's no details you can get on this, but you feel days, months, years advancing as the man's hair grows, his dress changes, his beard grays and whitens. Until you see him step into another room, a dark one. You can tell he's trying to remain hidden. He's sneaking. He shouldn't be here. He takes something, a key. And then in a flash, he's somewhere else, outside a bleak stone facade, another building, a prison. He slips inside. He knows exactly where he's going. He heads to the same cell, puts the key in the door, and is gone before the man inside, the one you'd seen in the very beginning, can even look up and recognize his own face. All of you see this play again like a memory, like it's something you had experienced, like it's something you knew inside, as this creature simply exists. At the end of it, it reaches down towards... It's huge. You're all pretty much equally close. MD. Everybody roll me some initiative.
We're on your side, though. No, wait.
I'm just gonna knock that back over to what it was before you hit it. Wasn't great.
I can't get these both up there.
What? What?
Two.
Hey.
What?
What? What's going on?
There's a lot of things, okay?
Hey,
They're-
chill out over there,
Just gonna
okay?
put this right here.
They're twins?
Oh.
There's only one. I just have two cards with the crap. These are like references. He just has a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Wait, did anybody see what's that?
Easy.
19 plus 8,
27.
I got distracted. I 6 on the die. It's a 15.
Trey.
An 11. Very caught up
MD?
in whatever it was showing us.
And an 11 as well.
Who wants to go first?
Trey. I'm just
Trey
trying
wants to.
Marius.
19.
It's in no hurry.
Oh.
It sees you move. It sees you all react to it. It doesn't seem to care. It doesn't speed up. It doesn't act any faster. Your reactions don't seem to influence what it's going to do at all. Easy.
I don't. You know, I'm gonna look to the void of its face and be like, I agree 100%. On your side, totally. There's stuff, mistakes were made in this whole place. I mean, we should fix it. And nothing. Okay.
Maybe a diplomacy check.
I think we should leave. 12 plus 9, 21.
Okay. Again, if the creature has any reason, any emotion at all. It's not apparent. You can't tell. You're not even confident that it hears you. But the way it has interacted with you so far, you know that it understands. You know it understands your words. You just know that, just like you know that you are alive and that you are here. It's just a truth.
Okay. Well,
Your 2 actions.
I'm gonna be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna head out now, and I'm gonna go towards the stairs.
You can get to the stairs, but it's about 15 feet down. It's a decent drop.
Okay.
You want to try to climb down, or you just hopping?
Well, so I have 2 actions still.
Yeah, we have an action to walk over there, an action diplomacy. You got 1 as you get to the stairs.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, well, I'm away from my friends, so I mean, I'm just gonna remind you, we're no fools. We beat the ghouls with an ambush well planned, and now I got a ghoul hand, so let's go. No rules. And yeah, courage.
Marius.
I'm also gonna kind of shout and try to do diplomacy of like, sure, we can. What do we need to do? What loop has to be closed? And I'm also gonna start backing up toward the stairs.
Feels like it's us.
Make a diplomacy check.
That's an 8 plus. Oh, 7.
Oh, so
You have a
it's
negative
it's a
1.
minus
Yeah.
1?
Dwarf. So you
I should have looked at what diplomacy was before I did that.
get a feeling that if anything, that you just made your situation worse.
Marcus, come on. Be cool.
And you're moving over towards the stairs as well. 1
Yeah.
action left as you get there.
I'll do hunt prey just to give just in case.
It's casual.
I think it could
Walk
sense
eye
hostilities.
Cammy.
I always forget to make eye contact.
As you start
Oh.
to react, you immediately see the thing. The first time it's moved quickly, it flinches and turns and looks to the other side of the tower. And just sort of, it reactively, instinctively, you look over there too. There's nothing there. It's like a cat, and suddenly startled by the empty corner of the room. But you, again, you just know it is a truth. It sees something, and its attention is focused over there.
Huh. Okay. I don't know what to do about that, but I'm not gonna provoke it. So there's nothing over there?
Not that you see. You can make a perception check as an action if you want to seek and see if there's something hidden or cloaked or invisible.
Can I tap into just kind of my natural magical inclinations and we can whip something up here and oh wait, what kind of roll would this be?
Perception check.
Okay. No.
Hero point? Okay, hero pointing.
Well, yeah, it was a 3. Now it's a 7 on the die, so
Not a
it's,
fixed point in the
it's a
timeline.
14.
You look, you kind of narrow your eyes, you focus. You don't. I mean, there's a bunch of crap between you and there, but you don't see anything.
Well, that's
Definitely not anything that would threaten whatever this is.
Kimmy goes, well, that's a shame. I just, I'm gonna walk towards the stairs.
As you're gonna start to walk,
No.
it just moves one hand out towards you, and Cammy disappears. You're just gone.
Wait, no. I have one more action, please.
You do not trade.
No.
The cat's maze.
Why everybody else went to the stairs?
I am going to step forward and buy some time.
As you step forward, it immediately starts to move past you, as if not acknowledging you at all. You move towards it, and it moves towards the south end of the room, as if it's forgotten you. And as it does, you see it reel back. The matter of the whole side of its chest splitting and separating, as if it was struck by something. It turns its head back up, brings up all of its hands, and shoots over towards the corner. Like it's This thing is fighting its inner demons.
Well, you know what it gets from me.
It gets an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Hit it? I thought we were cool.
I kind of want to re-roll it, but it's a 14, 26.
26 is going to critically fail.
Yeah.
As you just sort of whip out towards it.
That's why I want the 20.
Absolutely nothing happens. Your sword just harmlessly passing through critically fails. Whatever the tail of this thing is it looks like it's engaged in a fight. It looks like it is fighting something. It is swinging. It is pushing things off. It is reacting to unseen hits. You see its hands fly up to its head as it kind of recoils and shudders a bit before it casts them all back out to the side, and a flurry of strikes lash out. It's a tornado now. Its form ephemeral.
I'm leaving.
Barely still visible as the shape that it is. Heading towards the stairs.
I'm hopping down.
There's the stairs and you just bail.
I realize that my sword passed completely harmlessly against this thing. This is not my fight.
Indeed.
Where's Cammy?
Where is Cammy?
Stepping towards it.
Oh, you're out of initiative, too.
I don't even exist anymore.
I step towards it, and with the 2 daggers I have in my hands, just
Horrifying roar. As
Yeah.
it's fighting for its life.
twin thing it.
Okay.
Yep. Where's Cammy? For the first one, 13. It's not gonna hit. I know it's not gonna hit. The second one,
Tell me 20 or don't bother talking about it.
20.
Hey, you said tell you 20.
You go up and you start swinging at this thing, and it is fully focused on whatever it's going on. You see the shape of its head narrow in, and you see a wave of just void. Like black mass, dark energy from the center of a black hole deep in space sweep across the corner of this room. Nothing it does is doing anything. It has what must be unimaginable force behind these strikes. You kind of swiping at the tail end of this thing harmlessly don't seem to be affecting it at all. But as it punches, it claws. These blows should be leveling this room that you're in, given the awe this thing inspires. And as you look at it, it doesn't do anything. You see it take a hit, you see it reel, turn its head and get struck down to the floor, prone, before it puts up one hand and then flinches and drops. And as soon as as quickly as it appeared, the light returns to this room. The stars are gone from the edge of your vision, and this thing is simply gone. So is Cammy. Trey takes 7 falling damage.
Yeah.
But he's at the bottom of the stairs now.
What?
Maybe
What?
maybe Cam's at the bottom of the
Where's-
stairs. Maybe it was an easy teleportation spell.
Easy. What was that?
I have no idea.
Marius?
I have absolutely no idea, and honestly, I'm a little bit more afraid of what we didn't see.
No.
yeah, it seemed
where's
busy. It seemed like it was fighting
Where's
its own battles.
Cammy? Where's she at? Where did it take her? You don't know.
Is Bluey somewhere? Is Bluey? Whoa.
Lizard, are you there?
Lizard. Whoa.
And just from down the stairs, guys, you shouldn't stay up there in case it comes back.
I'm not leaving without Cammy. I'm gonna start searching the room. for her.
Cammy. As you start to move across the room, the thing almost dismissively flicks out one of these hands your direction, and you see the end of one of these fingers reach out and touch you, and as it does, everything changes. The thing is gone. Everybody is in different places in the room. MD snaps from where he was to immediately in front of you, desperately looking for something. Trey is nowhere to be seen. EZ and Marius are over by the stairs. You take one step, it reaches out. You take the next step, and the room has changed to exactly where it is. The rest of you, Cammy appears in front of you, mid-step, moving over towards the stairs. The room is the same. You're still in the tower, but everyone's in different places, and this thing is gone.
Wait,
To you, there was no intervening time.
where'd it go? What? Whoa! Where'd it go?
Where did you
How'd
go?
you get over there?
I'm gonna grab Cammy's arm and start walking towards the stairs. We're gonna leave
Nah,
here
nah, nah,
first.
What? Hold on.
Did you go invisible?
Where did you go? You're the one who disappeared.
Where did I go? Like a foot. I took a step. You guys jumped all around the room.
You were gone. It sent you away. We're leaving.
Where did it go?
Tagger to the chest, stairs like a
Yeah,
child.
it died.
Hey Trey, catch! Just throw her down the stairs.
And you turn down the stairs, Cam, you take 7 fall damage.
No, I'm down there to
Down
catch
to
her.
Trey.
I mean,
The
make
cat.
me
Have you ever played football?
athletic. Don't give me athletics check. Give me an athletics check.
22, 23.
All right, fine. You catch her.
Yeah.
Play catch.
Trey, can you catch another person? I want the. Should we bring
You all
the-
make your way down
we
the
br-
stairs quickly.
13.
But
Okay, it goes a little. splat.
otherwise still okay. Trey bit the bullet of diving down, and he felt the pain of just jumping down 15
I feel a
feet,
lot of
but
pain right now.
He looks pretty hurt. This Oneirogen got a pretty good hold of him. How the rest of you look?
I mean, the Nitrogen got a pretty good hold on me too.
MD and Trey are both pretty well bloodied from the fight, but here at the bottom of the tower, everything is exactly as you left it, save there is now no fog washing across the top of this stairwell.
We're bringing him with us though, just in case.
Good Oneirogen?
Yeah.
I left him. I ain't touching that.
No, I mean, I'd throw him down.
If you were the last one down, you could have brought him with you. For
Yeah, I
sure.
just roll him down. It's not the first time I've
Plops.
thrown a body.
Onto the floor. It's not
A
the first
few floor-
Oneirogen you've thrown down to the first floor.
Yeah.
So like it's just a
You have
recurring thing for
experience.
some reason.
Well, because it might buy us some clout with the cult. We'd be like, this person, you're an Irigen. No, you're
I
you're
kind
trusted
of
ones.
Stare at the body for a couple seconds too long.
Marius.
But,
A couple seconds too
sorry.
long.
And you're okay?
I'm fine. You guys just jumped around and then it's gone as like it just skipped, like I just skipped forward or something. But I didn't. I just took the step. I didn't do anything.
I saw you turn a feather into a chest. Was this kind of like magic? Did you do a trick? Did you like blink? We saw the feather.
So you didn't see anything between the time when it kind of swiped toward you and when
I just it just flashed to where you guys were when I came back, or I just took a step. I didn't do anything.
Did it feel like the flash that we saw in the vision, where it was kind of going through, and then it flashed, and then there was a different scene, and then it flashed? Is it kind of like
To
that?
you, it just looked like it touched Cammy, and there was no effect, there was no fanfare. She simply wasn't there anymore. And when she reappeared, it was much the same. And it was exactly mid-stride from where she had disappeared, but she was clearly a little confused about the fact that the room was lighter, the thing was gone, the stars were gone. Cammy, you literally just saw the room change around you mid-step as it touched you. It was like you just skipped some time.
Did you guys kill it, or?
No.
It was fighting something else.
Something else
It's just
killed.
gone.
And
It's
it
fighting
lost.
ghosts, probably.
Did we see when it was fighting? Was it like striking the wall or like swiping air, sort of like?
It was swiping at air. I mean, some of it hit the wall and the floor by coincidence, but it looked like it was fighting, like it was surrounded.
If it was kind of like a gaseous sort of creature, for lack of a better word, when it made strikes, could you see like it deforming in any way, creating an outline as it hit something?
Making contact with some stuff.
Would be hard to tell and
Yeah.
how quick everything happened.
Well, we should bandage up a little bit.
I imagine you're doing that while you're having
Okay.
this conversation here. So
I'm also going to take a look at the shield. And I'm going to use occultism.
Why? I already
what's your
investigated it.
occultism?
It's a 7. That's
It's
not
a-
a force shield.
It's a sturdy shield, homie.
Yeah,
It's-
that's what I put on my thing.
It's
Nah,
you want to
nah,
deliver unto him the card of knowledge. It is a minor sturdy shield.
Nah,
good shield, though.
nah,
It
nah.
It is a good
It's
shield.
a good
It is
shield.
nice. It is
force
just
shield.
That's good.
magically reinforced shield there. And
It's a force shield.
give me
Yeah.
It is.
give me a medicine check just to see how long it takes, how long you're here spending patching everybody up.
Alrighty.
Because you've got a pretty injured Trey and a decently injured MD,
Well, 9 on the die, so it's going to be a 16.
which would still succeed. So you'd be able to use your skills interwoven with these lay on hands. It's just you two that are injured, correct, MD and
Yes.
Trey?
How do you heal mental damage? Do I just
Oh,
talk it out with
I mean,
her?
it's normal. It's just normal healing. So the
Cold
three
compress.
people, you wouldn't need quite as much as the rest of them. But still, with how hurt you are, if you wanted to patch everyone up as well as possible before moving on, you'd be spending probably more than an hour down at the base of this tower, treating everyone, repeatedly channeling this magic through blue. You'd
You
be
know what
here
else?
for some time.
You know what else we could do while we're down here?
What?
Hand the talisman over to MD or EZ and have him take a look at it.
Yeah,
Because
good
I
time.
couldn't tell what it was, but I know it's a
Easy's
talisman.
great at identifying things. Easy would be able to tell you that this weapon talisman triggers when you're able to land a blow against a not necessarily unsuspecting opponent, but one who is unable to avoid you entirely. And it's exceptionally potent for someone who can already pretty well take advantage of that. This is a Bloodseeker beak. You can use it to basically get a facsimile of sneak attack, or to add persistent bleeding damage if you are already competent enough to do a sneak attack.
I wonder who that could be for.
Don't
Trey.
know.
So that big fighter hit.
Let's see. While we're doing all the identifying and stuff, I've been sitting on this for like a couple of minutes. Can I examine whatever?
You handed
I
her
haven't
2
looked at
secret
it.
cards and told
I
her
got
not to
this,
look at them.
and then I got this lady was behind it. Do you know what
Yes.
this is?
Yes, I was like, that's not the barkskin potion. I know
Oh.
what it is.
I drink.
Yes,
Can
that'll
I
be.
know what it is?
Yes, you may.
Yay!
It's a force shield.
I mean, that could.
Oh, it's a force shield.
Liquid force
You can
shield.
absolutely flip it over and look at what it is.
A shrinking potion.
It's a potion with a pretty powerful magical effect that will make whoever imbibes it very tiny for a little while.
Oh, we can go fisticuffs.
So bring them down to your level.
Yeah, that's right.
You just got to get the Tatterman to drink that, and then you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
You'll be on the even footing.
Do you drink these like every
Could I-
day or something? Is that what you
I
would drink?
doubt
That's
this
what
would
I'm
be
actually
any.
addicted
Could I
to.
check do like a religion check to see if
Juiced
like
up.
they'd heard like I don't know stories of some kind of space god of any kind? Have any other ideas of what this thing could have possibly been?
You can make a religion check. You can
I
just roll
want-
it.
Natural.
Roll it.
Can I make a
13 plus 7.
You got absolutely no clue with the dirty 20 what that thing could possibly have been.
All right.
That is not even the stuff of like folklore or legend. That's just unknown.
I want to make a lore legal check against it.
Stop.
Can we? Yes.
Lore warfare.
Cult.
After
Cult lore.
an hour
Cult
of
lore.
none of you
lore.
having any idea what this thing was, patching up and identifying some of the
That's
things
an
you found.
Oneirogen.
Looking outside, the mist hasn't receded any further than it did over the course of that hour. It hasn't receded any further than it did over the first 5 minutes after you brought the Oneirogen down.
I can't see the moon or anything.
Can't see the moon, can't see the sky. Can see a good bit more of the grass, but it's still omnipresent and fully surrounding the asylum.
Can we see if it's thin, like where some more might be coming from now, or is it still too big?
Not easily. All the mist outside is stagnant.
So where does this leave us? We march right up to Loomis, confront her with the information. She tries to kill us.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
mean,
they
is it-
obviously know. Xandalis and Loomis obviously know what's going on.
And it might turn into a bit of a scuffle.
They're
They're weaker,
making
though.
more of them.
How many did Rin say there were? Did he have a number for us, or did he just
3, 4, 5.
okay? A
Six,
number, at least a
He wasn't
handful.
sure, but it was a handful. It's a small number, to be certain. There's not dozens of these things.
And he was including
There's
this
certainly
one.
not even 10 of them. He was including this one.
Was he including Lysandro?
He was not.
I don't think they knew that one.
He would have had no
Yeah,
idea
what-
about
how did that
Lysandro.
because that was on the other side of the
Yeah, he would have had
darkness.
no clue about
Alright.
Lysandro.
Oh, in the notes and stuff, like in his journals, analysts and stuff with like Lysandro, there was like a mention of like the northwest of the island had this like stone or rock or thing that he would draw.
Mhm.
Are we near that place? Based on the map.
It's not on the
and-
maps. You would only have that journal to go off.
But we
and it
are in the
wasn't very
northwest
direct.
direction, right?
Right. It might be outside on the island somewhere, but you have no idea how big the island even is or how far it is. The maps you have access to are diagrams of the asylum itself for the maintenance department there.
Gotcha.
You don't really detail the island.
Okay.
So on this map, we're the bottom left.
You are bottom left right now. You are in the tower, and you have now explored nearly all of it. It would pretty much all be blue.
I think the only thing we haven't touched is those 2 side rooms.
Pretty much, you've gone the full circuit of Briarstone now. I'll have to make an updated map with near everything labeled to give you before the end.
We did
but
it. So what's the plan, Trey?
If we think we're up for it, let's head back and confront Loomis.
I would like to sleep before that.
We can sleep.
Oh.
Whatever we need to do to be ready.
I mean,
Should we check on the other members of the cult we left in the kitchen?
nope.
No.
They got themselves in that mess. They can fend for themselves.
Yeah, we made the cook leader. I said she's leader and we left.
Fair
They'll
enough.
sort themselves back out.
Should we go back to
No.
Winter?
Do you want to walk across? We have to walk through the cult grounds to get back to Winter. As much as I love to see everyone's faces again.
the
Realistically,
southern door to the tower opens.
Occupied.
With a subtle creak,
Occupied.
but as it opens, it reveals a figure standing tall on the far side. One you've met many times before, but this perhaps the strangest situation. He's never come to you. The Tatterman stands framed in the doorway. The group of you in this room at the bottom of the tower with no easy way to get away from him anywhere other than a scramble up the stairs or through him.
I'm gonna be like, I got another Oneirogen. I know you like Lysandro. This one doesn't have its neck cut yet.
it was you. Of course, it was you.
Listen, we really don't want any trouble. Can we schedule this for later?
No, let's finish it. Let's kill a couple more anchors and see if he becomes tangible.
He raises his free hand, palm out towards you,
You have a question?
almost in a gesture of treaty. He doesn't move forward from the doorway, though he does still hold that razor in his other hand.
There is no need.
And his gaze moves to Marius.
You aren't like them.
No. I came here for other reasons.
He looks back across the rest of the party.
I am unaware of what shields you, what keeps you here, what anchor you have. But you do not share it. It is not my place to ask questions. What becomes of you matters not. It is too late now to change things. I could strike you down, or you me. It matters not.
Okay. So it's like
Well, if it doesn't matter, why don't we get it over with?
Wait,
What is it too late for?
what do you want?
What?
He raises a hand, a finger pointing towards Marius. He knows. And you feel it. At first, your immediate reaction is confusion, but then you hesitate for a second. You do. This is different from what happened upstairs. This is something you do know. These are thoughts now that are yours, that have come to you through him, through your dream. You aren't certain, but they are your thoughts.
He knows the name. And that is all that matters.
just spit it out.
What's that?
Zamendor?
Tatterman smiles.
The only. If you wish to be stricken down, I will indulge you. But as I said, there is no need. We will all see what comes next. I await it eagerly. You all might as well.
I will draw my sword and stance up. If it doesn't matter, let's go on ahead and finish it then. It seems an awful lot like you might be afraid you could be killed.
Tatterman nods and steps through the doorway into the tower, raising his hand clasped around the razor.
As I said, gladly.
He takes another step towards the group of you.
And I will walk a step to match him towards the center of the room.
And as you do, another of these mini tremors shakes through the tower, through the asylum. He stops and sighs. Turns and looks towards the cultist camp as again
Called off,
he dissipates out from the room.
yelling after him. Already? Come on!
Who's Zalmandor?
I don't know how I know that. It's like I remember it, but it just appeared. I didn't remember.
It's just a name. You don't know who or what it is. You have no connections to it whatsoever, but it feels as important as your own to you.
Well then.
I don't know. It was the name was just there, but I don't know who it is, what it is.
That was an interesting. Like I said, he's quite talkative when he wants to talk.
The things going on in this tower are very strange.
The things going on in this asylum are very strange. It's been very strange the entire time we've been awake. Even when we were asleep, it is still very strange.
I'm gonna barricade the door.
As you move toward it to close it from when the Tatterman appeared, it is, other than breaking through the windows or coming from outside above, the only way to access this tower. It is about the safest place now, unsure of what the cult may do, that you could rest.
It's
The back corner of the rehab wing in what was once school territory.
where we are rehabilitating the caster's spell lists.
Yeah,
It is
we need that.
It is a rough place. It is unsettling. And it is going to be an uncomfortable night, to be certain. Here, chapel, Xandalis, nothing protects you from the nightmares of the asylum. And as all of you sleep fitfully, all of your dreams cast away into whatever myriad horrors have befallen Briarstone Asylum, all but one, Marius, who simply doesn't. dream. In your sleep, you see nothing. You lay down, you close your eyes, and then a moment later, you're opening them, feeling no more refreshed for however much time may have passed. The rest of you,
Am I finally gonna do it?
I need a stress check. As you're exposed to the raw
Is that low enough?
horrors of
It's
the
an 8.
asylum.
An 8. An 8.
I don't
Not
remember.
me. I haven't rolled yet.
Yeah, I don't remember if that's low enough.
Oh no.
No, it's an 8.
Okay.
She knocked it
I
to a
bumped it
20.
and made it a 20.
Easy.
18.
Hammy.
3. Yeah.
MD.
18.
Trey.
I think the 8's low enough. I'm gonna keep it. Yes!
That night,
Achievement.
the confidence of the day, the normal stoic nature of Trey, and how fortified he has seemed to be against the horror that is Briarstone all falls away. None of you know what happens in that night. None of you know
You
what
say
he
fortified.
sees.
I've been getting more and more reckless.
But you very much have. The man has truly begun to lose himself. I need you to roll me a flat check. You cannot hero point this.
Just D20?
Nothing can apply to it. It is just a flat d20.
I am excited.
Thoughts and prayers.
Natural 20. Hey, remember the thing I told you I was gonna do?
I can't believe he actually did it.
I told
The
you.
literal madman.
I told you. This was gonna happen. He has been warned for like 2 months that this was coming. You let me roll it.
I let you roll it. I let you roll it. Where lesser men than Trey would certainly have broken ages ago. Trey, maybe a defensive response, maybe your mind trying to protect itself, whatever it is, the horrors of Briarstone, everything you've experienced since you awoken, when you snap, it's almost a hardening, almost a resolution. You do not become broken. You become courageous. You have a new feat. At the end of every turn, your frightened condition reduces by 2 instead of 1. If you would be affected by frightened 1, you are instead immune.
I'm
The
already
horrors
immune
of
to
the
frightened
world have left you saturated. Well, I'll have to figure out stacks of bravery. I'll think about it. I didn't consider that. The horrors of the world have left you saturated, almost through a form of exposure therapy. When everything is a nightmare, nothing is.
I give up. I give up
So,
Pathfinder.
I would like to point out,
Oh my god.
he said at the start of this
We have
that the
feet.
rules were like Darkest Dungeon.
There is
I
absolutely,
took what he said literally.
and it is accurate. There was an 80% chance bad things would happen. It is a DC 17 check that nothing can influence. And he rolled a 20. This is the derpest thing that has ever happened. The man spent all his hero points getting here, and it actually made him stronger. I did not consider how this intersect with bravery. Like I
can
said, this
figure
is
that
a
out
system that I am just making on the fly, so we'll figure that out.
Do you have a card for the thing?
I don't.
I will make that if
Well,
you want to
we
read
can-
it again.
We can get one.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't figured out exactly what it's going to do as of yet, so
We'll worry about it later.
we'll figure out
Oh
the
my
specifics of
gosh.
it being on a fighter. But that following morning, when you awaken, your resolve was tested, and you certainly came out stronger. You are resolute in the face of this. Your stress goes back down to 3, and that's
It's
that's
like
your
nothing
new-
happened.
That's your new power.
You look great this morning.
He's shining. He's actually
He
glowing.
seems clearly to all of you stoic. It is a marked and visible difference
I
in
added
his
the unbroken to my name.
in
on my
his
character
demeanor.
sheet.
Like it is noteworthy. It is enough of a personality shift that it would be immediately apparent to everyone.
Had a good dream or something?
Just for my mental justification, I've been purposely getting slightly more reckless as my sanity went up, like trying to test the limits of my own body, I suppose. And it has now paid off to the point that there's a sense of bravado where even the Tatterman gets called away from what would be an engagement with me.
He's not a swashbuckler.
I feel like a swashbuckler.
He is the
now.
main character.
I feel like a main character.
He
now.
knows he has plot armor.
Oh yeah, I haven't.
I can't believe you just rolled a 20.
You can't believe it?
I mean, I guess it shouldn't surprise me anymore at this
We're
point.
not
I've-
surprised.
I've seen what this man does.
3 of
but
us at this table are not surprised.
What was it that you had said?
You look like you had a good dream or something. You look.
I expected nightmares, and instead, the only thing I could dream of was putting the Tatterman down.
Okay.
Okay.
It seemed like you wanted to talk. But it could be all right. Well, at least you seem confident.
Yeah,
That's
right.
good.
Talk or not, he needs to be dealt with. He keeps making more monsters.
How does
Can't
Marius
believe the
look?
roll.
Hey, I got a question. How does Marius look?
Ghoulish.
Now, Marius,
Oh, fortitude checks.
as you awaken from your dreamless sleep, I mean, it's pretty normal. We call it breakfast because it is the meal at the start of the day. It is the meal that breaks your fast. You don't eat over the night. It's the longest period of time most people go without food. So waking up hungry is pretty normal. But when you wake up, you are starving. It occurs to you that you haven't had access to good food here, and you've had even less time to really tend to that. You've been eating both less and subpar since everything fell apart, and it's really, really starting to rack up. MD, looking at him, his wounds don't appear to have closed or healed at all. Not with the magic and not with the rest. They're not bleeding anymore, but especially on his neck, what you can see around his gauze just looks like it's just an open chunk that's just gone. And looking down at him, he looks sick, pale. Maybe a perception check, MD.
It's 14.
He's clearly not well.
I'm not a doctor.
That said, neither is Trey. Trey's also got a pretty significant amount of bit. And when you awake in the morning, you still heal overnight, but when you wake up, you're going to be missing 11 points of health. You're going to take 11 points of negative damage. And you are going to awake feeling like mentally better. At this point, these don't even shake you anymore. Everything's been so horrible that it's just become routine. But you are clearly, you can feel it physically debilitated. And you just feel sick.
Well, we should probably drag this dead body of this Oneirogen back to camp.
Is that the best idea?
Well, maybe we present it as a token. Just nice, fresh dead body. Just drag it over there and be
We
like,
clearly were the ones that killed it.
Yeah, and then we could be like, oh, there's 3 more left that we can take down if you don't, talk to us.
They know what the Oneirogen are.
Or maybe not. Maybe they're just insane.
Aren't we all? Whatever it is, I'm tired of this place. I guess we're going back to camp one way or another.
If you want to bring it, bring it.
I'm not carrying it.
I'll drag it. It's, it's almost help.
Cammy, with your being the one that usually tends to the party, it's pretty immediately apparent to you that Trey and Marius are
Yeah.
pretty unwell. With all the things that you've been through the asylum, it's not really surprising. But it's enough that they're really starting to show effects.
Marius, how you feeling?
Still, everything hurts. I'm really hungry. We've been here for a while. I don't know. I don't know. I'll be fine. I think. I need some food or something.
Yeah. No, hold still. I'm gonna check his temperature.
As you touch his forehead, he doesn't seem like he's running a fever. If anything, the opposite. It feels like he's colder than he should be. Like he's so exhausted. He's lost so much blood that his
Sure.
body has gone into shock.
That's
Hypothermic.
why.
They call that hypothermic.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and just kind of perform like a general checkup, like trying to come to some sort of diagnosis.
Physical. Go ahead and call
medicine
for
check.
us.
Diagnosis. He's
A
icky.
diagnosis. Icky. 12 on the die, 19.
The 19
That's pretty icky.
is pretty icky.
Sounds yucky to me.
You look at these wounds. He
Absolutely.
still looks
Disgusting.
like he's just as cut and chewed up as he was immediately after the fight. His body hasn't healed at all. Your magic has again stopped it from bleeding and numbed the pain, but he's clearly very sick, and it's much worse than what Trey's experiencing. His eyes even are sunken. The color seeming to drain, have been near faded out of them, like almost like looks like he's bleaching in some ways, but different.
I
He's
probably just have like sore joints. At
he's
this point.
clearly really hurt. You, Trey, are sick enough that like it's clearly physically damaging
I
to
have
you.
achy bones.
Both of you are.
Yeah, glass bone syndrome over here.
You're not doing so hot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I just need rest or something. I've been through so much. I don't know. And I'm even now I'm like equally just feeling hurt and like also just distracted by hunger. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just need rest or something. I think we need to.
I mean,
Get outta
it's
here.
not just like a cold. You have something like, or say ah. Does he have fangs or something weird?
No, not that you can see.
I don't discreetly check for that. I do the say ah or whatever with
You
like
just
whatever I have. and
touch
then
his
immediately I'm
canines.
like crawling up in there. I'm like, what
I
is in
bite
there?
your finger a little bit.
No, he does not appear to have fangs or anything, but looking him over, I mean, you've healed them a lot. He hasn't been with you as long as the rest of your party. His head looks a little different. And it takes you a minute to kind of pinpoint exactly what it is. And it's the ears. They look a little different. It's like somebody else's ears on Marius's head. They're a little bit longer.
He's turning into an elf.
Yes, the elf is good at a ring fair.
He's got elf plague. Like,
I kind of slowly step back,
Yeah.
kind of glaring at Marius as like, that is some pretty damning evidence, sir.
of what? What you? What?
Everybody should probably step back at this point. Let's You said you're hungry.
Yeah.
What you feeling? Like, got got some
Aren't we
bread
all
back at
hungry?
the camp or some rice, but
Oh, it's been so long since I've had a good steak.
uh-huh.
How do you order your steaks? Like, well, medium well, or
Rare, like a sane person.
Okay.
Easy and care, just like like buddy
Why we?
copping.
Wait a minute.
Doing the undead Rorschach test.
Do you want to help me carry this dead body, or would you rather?
You keep asking. I can help. I want to be useful still. I can help
Okay.
carry him.
You're gonna make a sick man carry a dead body.
I don't know.
Well,
We'll see.
I wouldn't have a problem with a sick man
You know,
carrying a body, but
it is pretty heavy. If only it was lighter. If there was less of the body, it'd be easier to
more
carry.
I'm gonna kind of feel through my pockets. Do I have anything reflective? Like glass? or
Sure,
like
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how easy that is
Wait,
to
think
come
he's a
by.
vampire or like?
You don't know.
Show
we
him,
can
show him the
see.
Found a
ears.
silver.
Okay.
I'm going to, from my position across the room, I'm gonna kind of crouch down and slide it your way.
The mirror thing.
Yeah, it's like a, I don't know what it is.
They're probably just a
It's
hand
a
mirror.
piece
You
of
probably just
glass.
found the hand
I'm
mirror.
sure you would
somewhere.
have like, yeah, it was very
Yeah.
plausible. You'd literally have like a hand mirror.
Yeah.
Hold
Pick
it
it up and
and
look, and I mean, like, I don't know how much time Marius spends inspecting his ears. Other people look at your head a lot more than you do.
Yeah, I doubt like.
I don't think I'd notice if my ears were
Yeah,
a little bit
like-
different.
I will indicate to you to check your ears and be like, yeah, look at that
feel like
profile
a
you got
dwarf-
going on.
A dwarf has really round ears.
A dwarf would, in particular, be
Not
like,
that
"I'm
dwarf."
turning into an elf." Oh no!
They would hate themselves.
The worst fate imaginable.
I mean, I definitely look like a lot more pale than I feel like I used to, but
You look downright ghastly.
I don't know. I guess they feel a little bit pointier, but
Ghoulish, you could say.
Huh?
I don't know. I've taken a lot of hits. It could be like swelling or something.
I just point at Trey's ears. That's swelling.
Yeah, cauliflower is
He
kind
has
of the shape.
cauliflower,
I
yes.
probably have cauliflower.
He's part of the point. He's part of the pointy elf club, or pointy ear club.
Yeah, you got more carrot, and you got more cauliflower. If we're talking vegetables.
Okay.
All right.
Well, while we're inspecting
Now I'm
ears,
hungry.
do you mind treating my achy joints
yeah,
or whatever
no,
this is?
You're mostly fine.
arthritis.
I'll figure
You
I'll
could-
sort his stuff
You
out.
could quickly use the medicine and lay on hands to
Yeah.
spend 10 minutes patching Trey up. But that seems like it should be fairly easy.
Oh god.
With your lay on hands, you are going to heal for 3, not 6. And your medicine check is going to be significantly less effective as well. It's difficult to treat this directly. I'd say she could roll me 2d8s.
2d8. Both 7s.
So you'd heal for 10.
Oh, sorry. No, this is a 1. I should.
Oh.
I should.
You'd heal for 7 total then. It's. You still feel like it hurts a bit. And this.
I mean, it hurts approximately 1 hit point
It
at this
took
point.
11. You got 3 and then 4. Or 3 and then 4, yeah. So you got 7 back total. So
Oh, I
should
thought
still
you
be
said
down
7
4.
plus the 3.
No, 7 total. You should be down to 4 still. You you do as good as you can, but whatever it is it's hurting him here, it's not something that's like easily directly treatable, really. It's sick. It's not as simple as just healing it away.
Well, let's give you a check. What's your deal? What's going on here?
Bonitis.
We're probably just exhausted.
Yeah. I don't. We can't stay in this tower forever. We got to figure out.
We got a
what our-
camp to
what our
go. We
next
got
step is.
we got a cult leader to go talk to. And it ain't you.
Okay.
Or it could be.
You're walking a distance away. Doctor's orders. You're contagious. There you go. You're super contagious.
So we are going to go on ahead and boogie our way back over to the cult.
You unbarricade the door, make your way out of the tower, head back through rehab. How were you? Are you heading back to the pantry and the kitchen, or are you just heading across the courtyard into the cafeteria? I guess it's
I would
irrelevant
imagine
either way
pantry.
you make it.
Yeah.
You're finding your way back into the camp. The barricade is largely as you left it. What's left of the cult has made some degree of a haphazard attempt to put a wall back up between them and the mist, but it's not much. There's plenty of space for you to literally just walk through. It's less of a barricade now and more of an inconvenience.
Do they appear to have? Do they appear to have like changed is the wrong word, like just acting different now that the mist is thinned and you can kind of see?
The cult
night?
seems the same as you left it. It looks like they dragged the bodies of the couple of ghouls that were left, as well as the couple of cultists that were brought down that last fight, just around out into the edge of the courtyard, just outside the view of their cafeteria, where they're just sort of left piled there in no particular order with no particular care. Just out of the way and out of sight.
As we walk through, I'm just gonna be dragging the body like, hey, this is what they do to Oneirogen. Your whole cult is a lie. We're gonna go deal with them.
This looks like a dude we just killed. That's all he looks like.
No, but they recognize Oneirogen. Maybe they're like, oh, this is the. Did they have like things where they
It
would like
just
select?
looks like a guy that you murdered.
Well, I swear it's an Oneirogen.
So coming back into camp with less, I found a dead guy.
All the ghouls are done for. The fight was successful, everyone. We finished him off.
No more fear. Good job.
There are a couple of raised fists and affirmations throughout what's left of the crowd here. They're as happy to hear the ghouls gone as anyone else, but I mean, there were a lot of losses, and that's not the only thing there is to worry about here. You saw what attacked the chapel barricade. It's far more than just ghouls out there.
But that's one less threat.
It's one less major threat for sure.
Right then.
I'll shake hands with people as I go through. It's my cult now, right? The
politician.
people remaining
So
are all
quickly
the
becoming
ones...
Cammy's cult, as they're all far more excited for Cammy's return than the Oneirogen
Yes.
or the news about the ghouls or any of that.
That's my people. I shake one's hand.
Kiss their baby.
And I just put like a bottle cap like in his hand when I'm shaking it, and I look at him. Don't ever let this go. Yeah.
He goes and tries to find a place to put it where it won't.
At a Ren fair, I had someone do that to me.
Are you serious?
I had a gypsy run up to me, hand me like this little green stone, and said, "You're going to need it," and then she ran off.
Quickly takes it back to his little tent in this ramshackle encampment to keep it somewhere safe.
I turn around just like cackling to the girl, just like, I found my calling. I just...
Straight to the stairs. I'm going straight to
He's
Loomis.
straight upstairs.
Yep.
Let's go.
The honor guard ain't there to stop me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a little powder courage.
I'm not paying attention.
None of us are paying
I'm in
attention.
the back, dude. I'm in the...
Make a fortitude save.
Make a what?
Fortitude save.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
There it is. There it is.
And 5 on the dice, so 11.
Okay. Maybe a stress check.
Well, see, because this is the thing, is that if I get too high here, it's not gonna go like that.
It might. Could.
I need to. Nah, it's a 3.
There's a lot going on. There's a-
I'll keep trying.
There's a
All
lot
you
on your
gotta
mind
do
here,
is
and you
roll
are very,
20s.
very stressed. You quickly, just knowing what it is now, rub some of this on the inside of your lip and let that kind of...
I would like
in the
to
most
point
suspicious
out.
way possible, like.
I would like to point out.
I noticed.
The stress meter is affecting her.
This is an accurate representation of Soli's stress level. This is not actually just Cammy. This is solely the person. You head up the stairs, MD storming up directly. First in line here to head up to the top. Just no worry. These stairs may be one of the only flights left in Briarstone that still connects to something. A wide flight of stairs that leads up to a chamber almost wholly collapsed on itself. There is no roof. The upper floor here is fully exposed to the air, exposed to the constant churning mists around Briarstone Asylum, with little but crumbling walls still outlining what was once the area. Part of it overlooking the courtyard even crumbled away entirely, leaving just a void facing out into the yard where the ghoul fight had happened. They could have attacked from up here. They could have fired down. They could easily have done anything without even leaving the safety of their chamber, but they did not act. Shattered pieces of wall and ceiling timbers knotted together like broken fingers slump precariously on every side of this chamber. And despite its near complete ruin, a number of tables, chairs, and bedrolls lie throughout the edges of the room. And what's left, you only see one intact passage that continues. One around to your right, the far end of the room to the north, with a thick wall of fog pushing out of it, spreading into this chamber, spreading into the air, spreading out into the courtyard.
It's a Dark Souls fog gate.
Sat
What's that?
amongst this ruin, at a table, are a pair of cultists leaned over the table with 3 dice, betting whatever odd bits and ends they could bring together. A third sat back against the wall on his bedroll, looking out into the courtyard. And a fourth figure, hearing the footfalls coming up the stairs, in the center of the room, her hands and eyes twitching. Grandma Loomis. Agra Loomis. File you had found in the patient directory, one of the few criminally insane patients Briarstone appears to currently be housing. And she sees all of you approach. You see she could barely contain the rage in her face. Yes! And she just points up towards the sky. You did this! Didn't you?
Yeah.
I didn't make the sky.
You? That Dr. Elborn? Heretics! Traitors! Apostates! In Sandalis' world! Kill them!
It's been fun pretending, Loomis.
You
As
can't.
she points, the other 3 cultists just sort of look at her and look at you, kind of shock in their face. They don't immediately move.
So stepping forward with a bark towards all of them.
Go downstairs if you don't want to die with her. She's being heretical, causing the deaths of so many down there.
Nice one. They look back towards her. They slew one of Zandalis' chosen. The only things keeping the Tatterman at bay. If you do not strike them down, you will die this night. Nothing will protect you.
Deception.
Zandalis' chosen are the ones creating the problems and the
Xandalis
fog.
is the reason for the tattered man.
I will hear no more of this. And she
And she
stumbles
what?
forwards, hands out towards you. We're throwing some initiative here.
Yeah,
She's coming at you.
absolutely.
Grandma's throwing hands, even if they are not.
Ooh, that was a nice bounce.
Yeah,
I got
right?
a question. I didn't state it earlier when we are just kind of sitting around in that tower. Can I have attached that talisman to my dagger?
You would have had it
Yeah.
all morning and all evening.
It
Yeah.
just takes a
No
minute,
problem
just
at all.
Tie it on there. Unless you're a talisman dabbler and you're legendary in crafting, in which case it's like, what, a single action?
You get crazy with Talisman Dabbler. All right, Cammy, you seemed excited. What'd you get?
I got it almost bounced up. I got a 16 on the die, so 25.
Solid. Easy.
10 plus 8, 18.
18. Marius, I'm all over the place.
12 for 21.
21. Trey,
I assume I can use Intimidate,
I'll give it to you.
barking out. That'll be 26, if not 24.
And E.
I'm gonna use this hero point for Maverick as I kind of catch myself faltering to Crazy Granny rushing me. 17 on the die for 24.
What did you get, Cammy?
25.
25, right in there. Ooh, look at this chunk. That's a big chunk right there. The 3 cultists sitting at their tables don't look exactly like that. That's just the art on the back of the NPC card. You know what they look like. You've seen a bunch of these people. They look no different from the ones downstairs. They are going to get... What did you get, Easy?
18.
18? They're gonna go. They're not sure what to do, and they're not super excited about doing it regardless. And Grandma Loomis, well, will do you the favor of rolling on her own initiative instead of lumping her with everybody. Is going to come in with a 20 even. You get a 21, Marius?
Yes.
Right in there. Trey, she is Grandma The two on the chairs are not coming quickly. You are blessed. The protagonist must be blessed, says Taraka. And as you see, Grandma Loomis coming at you. They're very much fighting on your terms here. What do you do?
Is it 30 or 35 to get behind her?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, because two
35.
diagonals.
I'll go to the diagonal behind her then,
Okay.
rather than going all the way
Yep,
around.
you can
That
get there
should
for
be
30.
And then raising my shield, I'll clang it against. I'll clang my sword against my shield and stare her down with an intimidating glare at her as I tell the others, "Back off before you get hurt."
Give me an
Intimidating her.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll re-roll it
Hero
because
point
it's a 6
going out.
to a 9. So 17. Probably not enough. Not unless she's...
Protagonist is blessed.
Oh my gosh.
She is an old lady. For all her fervor, her will is not her good save.
Well, that works.
Take your bless and that'll do it.
So she is now intimidated or feared
She
1.
is frightened 1. She is, and she does look scared. Things are not going her way. MD, you're blessed as well. Cammy, it's your turn. Thank you. Scott and Estacoda's got you.
Kind of staggering forward, like almost half asleep, riding the pesh. Carrie kind of steps forward, and she kind of like
You're
with
just
this,
very
like,
passionate.
this bravado that's kind of come over her, like the confidence, riding this. She's gonna kind of like thrust her her lab coat back as she starts to cast, and she's going to look forward at Gray and say, "You're gonna regret ever messing with us." And I'm going to cast Phantom Pain. That's going to be a will save on her.
With a -1.
Natural 20.
Honestly, of all
Way
the places...
better it gets used there than hitting people.
Yeah.
But,
Of all the places
yeah.
to use it.
Yeah.
She is she is a patient that has been here for some time, and her mind, like even just interacting with her, it seems all but gone. She is so out there that even a spell feels like you don't even know how to stick this to her.
Yeah.
It's like defensive dementia. She can't even take the effect.
Cammy still riding this like she's on cloud 9. She don't even know she missed. She just keeps going. And I'm gonna cast Needle of Vengeance as well as my Hex. And that's going to be again if she hits
12.
If she there it is.
That's more like we got feast and famine on those will
Yeah,
saves.
right. Seriously.
I'm sure that regular
That's
fails.
gonna be against Trey again. Oh yeah.
All right.
Same deal. 2 damage if she tries to take a hostile action.
MD.
Marius, take care of the small cultists, and I'm just gonna run the flank game.
And you do see, though Trey is terrifying and they're scared, they are reaching for weapons, and they do look like they're certainly going to fight you.
I'm just gonna stab at Granny. I'm gonna come over here and take the moment that she kind of locks eyes with Trey and falters to get her right in the spine.
Rush into the middle of
Frightened
everyone
one
and start
and
throwing
flanked.
knives.
Oh, I rolled a 9 on the die, so the 19 total.
Absolutely hits her flat-footed. She is an unarmored old woman.
And this is with the striking dagger 2d4, and the.
The talisman.
Oh, I'm gonna break the house. Sorry.
It's so
I was just
easy.
finished.
It's been a long day for me. I'm sorry.
You feeling
Hey, you had to,
intimidated?
you had to
He's
rush
yawning.
straight here.
I'm going to break the talisman for an extra 1d4 precision damage. I'm gonna take this.
And she's going to take that as bleed, right? Because you're actually going to
and then
take
an
it.
extra
And
a
she gets the
D4,
bleed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
It's very good if you already
It's real
have
good
precision.
on sneak attackers.
So 4, 10, 15, 19 total damage, and then
Solid.
a persistent d4 damage.
This is
just
why
remember that.
you let the fighter position and the rogue hit.
One action left.
And that dagger's inner spine, I'm going to just attempt to go for a quick twist before I pull it back out. I say spine. It's a 6 on the die this time, so it's...
Probably not on that one. Marius.
Yeah.
All right. I was ready to go after Grandma, but I'll listen to you and I'll try to take on the cultists. I'm gonna stay where I am, kind
In
of.
position on the stairs, you can see up over the top
Yeah.
of the stairs and shoot pretty clearly.
So hunt prey on the center cultist, and I'll pull out my bow. I'm not feeling well, kind of frustrated at this point. I was like, I just want to get this over with, so I'm kind of angry as I do my shoots. That's 5 plus 8. Yeah. That's a big money. That's 18 plus 5. Yeah. So
That'll hit.
yeah.
Definitely hits on the second one.
Pew pew pew.
6 plus 1, 7 damage.
7 points of damage. The arrow hits her. She kind of cries out in pain. You got 1 action left.
Let's do one more. 8 plus
Probably
2,
not on
no.
that one. Alrighty. So who was it that said the Oneirogens were causing all this? Was that MD or was that
I think
easy?
that was me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
It was Marius that said it? Grandma isn't particularly quick, but she is going to push past. As this Coldness takes an arrow from Marius, she turns, sees you hit, kind of throws up a hand, but in rage, her focus is entirely over there. Absolutely just going to provoke an attack of
Yeah.
opportunity. She does not care.
So that will be a 19.
That'll hit. Oh, 19. Are you blessed?
No, she's
flat-footed.
frightened
You're
and
good.
flanked.
You're good. Get it from the square she's leaving.
14. Not bad.
Solid. 2 good hits, and she'll take that and like stumble as she just pushes this Coldness out of the way as she takes the arrow and just charges towards this down the stairs towards Marius. He protects us! The only reason we're safe! You can't interfere! And she just reaching towards you. She's just walking with these little grabby hands, and she totters surprisingly quickly as she comes forth and is going to swing at you for a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Now, she is an old lady. She's good at getting her hands on you, but you're gonna take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
It's an unarmed old woman, but she is very surprisingly strong. Her grip is impressive. It's again, this is reminiscent of what Trey and MD had experienced at the hands of the Oneirogen. She doesn't look like she should be this powerful. Like 7 bludgeoning damage is not a lot, but coming from a woman that looks like this, just kind of grabbing at you. She grabs a hold of you, it crashes into you on the stairs up above you. Even being a dwarf, she needs that extra height to kind of get level with you because she's sort of, hunched over. She doesn't have great posture. You are grabbed. She does actually grab a hold of you and moves her hands up to your neck. Silence! Silence! No more heresy! As she just starts throttling you. It's gonna be a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
You are going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you cannot breathe. You are choking.
Okay.
We'll get to what that does in a second. Easy. This is clear as day in front of you. Loomis is clearly way stronger than an 80-year-old woman should be, as choking the life out of Marius here.
Are you doing something?
No. Bleed damage.
Oh, bleed damage. Give me bleed damage.
4.
Ooh. And she's still bleeding.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at Loomis and I'm gonna be like, you watch it, Granny. Because Cammy's quite canny, and Trey's courageous, and Marius and MD are dangerous. So we're gonna kick you in the fanny. And that's courage.
That's courage if I've ever heard it
courage.
before.
He complimented all of
That's
us.
the
Yeah,
that's the
we're a
tagline
team.
for season 2.
I hit her with an AOO.
Yeah, she's still frightened 1.
She stays
I didn't
frightened.
take it down.
No, I forgot.
And then it's gonna be like, well, it seems like Marius doesn't have much time to talk, so I'm gonna hit you with a rock. I'm gonna hit her with a
Can
rock.
you imagine somebody? You're choking. You're being strangled, and your friends over there like.
Just dropping bars.
Okay. I should have paid attention when I saw that. When I heard her AC. Come on. I want this to work. I'm gonna roll it again. For a hero point.
Ooh, hero point.
Wow, I got worse.
It happens.
I'm too distracted. So 9 plus 4 is 13.
Definitely not, no.
Would 9 plus 9 have worked?
Also, no.
Okay. Well, it wasn't meant to be.
So the coldest in the middle of the room immediately grabbing weapons and readying themselves to try to fight back. The woman who'd been pushed out of the way by Loomis turning towards MD and just screaming through her teeth as she moves around to flank you as the other cultist stands up from the table.
Are they equal or lower level than me?
They are definitely lower level than you.
Deny advantage.
You will not be flat-footed to their attacks, even as they flank around you. But I'm just going to roll pairs of d20s as the two of them attempt to beat you back. And the one nearest the north wall is just going to fight off Trey, the one closest to pushing deeper into their sanctum. First two attacks towards MD. 12 and a 12. Second two attacks towards MD. A 20 and a 16.
The 20 does hit.
And then one of them gets a third attack that I did not roll a 20, so it's definitely not hitting you. At this point, you guys have fought a lot of stuff, and even the two of these flanking on either side of you doesn't phase you. They get one decent hit in. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, one good swing of a club. But you're able to pretty well outmaneuver and outfight even the pair of them bearing down at you at once. On the north wall, the man rises up. He's a little bit of a bigger guy with a piece of lead pipe in his hand, just swings it up towards Trey. You don't know what you're doing. Get out of here. Kill everyone. 11 to hit. Swings it back for a 10. And
Shields are very effective.
yeah, just looking out at you, just going wild. You've natural on the third one. You're very. He's kind of like trying to stand up as he swings at you. You can easily fend him off. You completely outmatch these guys by now. Trey.
I'm just going to shunt past him with the shield.
Sit down, know your place.
And go
Stop!
right
Please!
back to Loomis. Literally just ignoring his existence.
Stop, please, guys.
2 more attacks.
She is flanked.
Natural 20.
Ooh, nice.
And
She's
then
really focused on Marius here.
a 23.
Also hits.
So crit first.
Wow, you might actually just chop her apart right here.
You know, when both of her hands are on me, she can't really do
No,
much.
she is fully focused
So-
on Marius. She's enraged.
I'm healthy.
28. 8 and a 1. So that's the crit. And then 15.
How do you end this, Trey?
So
Do we need to be here right now? Like, let's be so real right now.
So coming up behind her, one swing hitting her across the shoulder blade and the other one coming down across the hip as she just collapses from her old body not being able to handle it.
You shouldn't turn your back on someone with a sword, old lady.
Barely a sound even comes out with how quickly she's stricken down. Marius, you see her bear down upon you, grab her, and coming right behind her is Trey, sword raised, as he strikes her down with a quick pair of blows. The cultists, they know. They know. They look towards the group, even the two that are fighting MD, as they hear Grandma go down. They just stop. The woman's got an arrow in her. She puts her hand on it and kind of grits her teeth. The guy that you're fighting with just sits back down in his chair and starts crying. The older man on the northern end of the room. Please! You can't! You'll kill every one of us! Xandalus protects us! What are you doing?
If Xandalus protected all of us, why are we alive? Why are we allowed to do this?
He protects us from him, not from bandits!
I know exactly who you're talking about. Let us deal with it. Xandalus is simply halting the inevitable.
You can't fight him off with a sword!
Look at the clouds. You see the sky a little better now? You see how everything's dissipating? That was us.
I know!
Then
The
let us
fog's
fix
what's
it.
keeping him back!
We want him here so we can kill him.
You don't have to like it. Go downstairs.
Slumps down the wall and just sits down his bedroll. You can't kill. It's not just a guy you can kill. He's gonna kill all of us.
It's either he kills us or we die of starvation eventually. There's not an infinite amount of food down in that pantry.
Sandalus is the only reason any of us are still here.
He's not the reason I'm still
We
here.
all would have died the day the building came apart if he hadn't brought us together and kept us safe.
Didn't bring everyone together. There's still other people out there surviving without his protection. Hell, we woke up in the basement, perfectly
No.
fine.
Sandalus is the only thing that keeps us safe. Sandalus is the only thing that keeps the Tatterman back.
I'm walking past this man.
Sandalus is the only reason we're here. And he like puts his hands over his ears like he doesn't want to listen. The lady's just sitting there holding on to the arrow. Like she's debating if she should pull it out or leave it in. The other guy's just crying on the table. They're not fighting anymore.
Just while we're walking past to her, leave it in. We'll deal with it in a few minutes for you.
If it's uncomfortable, I'd break the shaft.
Just sit there and wait.
The group of you move up around the corner through the absolute rubble of what might have been a hallway, what might never have been a connection at all. It's hard to tell with the amount of damage that this floor has taken. It's barely even still here. You walk through a mist so thick it is like a wall. Through this passageway around the corner into another chamber. You see this chamber has fared even worse. The whole two outer walls of it gone entirely. Like the edge of the cafeteria where the barrier once was, completely open to the air again. Still no ceiling here. But the mist is thick, just like it was back at the tower. As you step forward through the fog, you again see a shape in front of you. A figure down on the ground, kneeling, their head tipped back. The mist billowing out from this source, another Oneirogen. As you come closer, and it comes into view, you see the shape of another one. And another one. All together at the edge of the room, facing this empty wall, billowing their smoke out into the air. It's here we'll end our session. When we return to Strange Aeons for our finale of this
For our
first
penultimate?
chapter, for our
It
penultimate
will be penultimate.
adventure. Whatever lies beyond wherever Xandalus even is, 3 Oneirogens already seems possibly more than we can handle. Next week, most of us will be back here. But it's not going to be with the Strange Aeons finale. Next week, we'll be here, same time, same place, 3 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/UDT show, with a bit of a retrospective. We're going to talk about the adventure so far, our journey through Strange Aeons, everything that we've experienced from coming in with totally blind character sheets, no idea what classes or characters we were, how to form out from that, how we slowly piecemeal learned what we were about, Marius's new affliction, this stress system that I'm sure Derp is enjoying thoroughly.
I have plot armor now. Like you have given me powers.
My
I
archetype.
am ready.
Your archetype.
Well, to be fair, we can have a conversation about his archetype and how it has changed so
We
many
can.
times.
We can actually talk about it. I could tell you a lot about your archetype, actually, and how hard he screwed me. But
I do
next
that.
week, we're going to look at the campaign so far, everything we've been through before we move into the end. 2 weeks from now, the finale of Strange Aeons in Search of Sanity. We're either going to get out of Briarstone Asylum or lose ourselves trying. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And if you want some more Pathfinder before then, Monday evening, we got our Malevolence show too. Hopefully she'll have the time to recover. Okay, she looks like she's doing much better now.
Yeah,
Fear has
much
left her.
better. Oh,
We're
God.
going to switch seats. She's over here running the Numida family through another spooky building that we're stuck in for the entire adventure.
Yeah.
It's great. We really like those campaigns over here, apparently. It's a good time. 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday evenings. Enjoy your weekends, everyone. Thanks for being here. Stay safe. Stay sane.
I'll be on time.
We'll see you next time.